Finally, we are doing our 2026 year reading. Let me just fix my glasses, get myself together. Hopefully, it's bright enough for you guys. All right, now, for those of you guys who are new to my videos and you never really been around since like last year when we started the whole 20, like the New Year readings, right? What's that about? This reading is going to tell us about what the year, the whole year, right? All of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that 2026 has to offer for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Now, this could mean that you're born underneath the zodiac sign, you have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in your birth charts, whatever it may be, okay? Sometimes the reading will get you guys 110%. It may resonate with you guys in some ways and not others. That's okay. We're reading from January through December. I'm reading about your work, your financial, what your family, friends, and love life is going to be looking like, and what your spiritual growth is going to be like. How are you as an individual person, like you yourself? How is next year going to be for you? As well as we're talking about what this year, 2025, has been about. We're going to talk about obstacles that you may be facing next year, how to handle them, and the theme for 2026. So, buckle up, Buttercup, get a snack, sit back, and relax because we're about to get into it. Also, you are welcome to save this video and put down where you stopped off of, okay? Anyways, explaining the readings. And for those of you guys that don't know who I am, I kind of forgot to do that introduction. My name is Nix Marikuma. I am the owner of Marikuma Healing, where we do card readings, palm readings, advice, and counseling. I do a bunch of videos about how to handle trauma and abuse, how to love ourselves and be healthy, happier versions of ourselves. We learn how to accept and embrace our uniqueness and not be rude and nasty to other people or ourselves, okay? I also have a few TED Talks that you guys have seen um, on my videos. I do the witchy reads mainly on my lives, and now I'm doing the year readings, like the longer hour like readings that I have for my business. We're doing them on live because I just don't want to have to go through 15 parts. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to do 15 parts of the same reading. So, yeah. Anywho, I promise I'm wrapping it up. So, again, Nix Marikuma is my name. Marikuma Healing is what I do. It's the name of my business that I own. We heal our mind, body, soul, and heart. We learn about how to be healthy mentally and emotionally and physically and spiritually and just loving ourselves and accepting us, right? Because if you can't love and accept yourself, then you can't be able to love and accept others fully. All right, we got that out of the way. Now we're finally going to get started on this reading. So, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This year of 2025 has been teaching you guys how to use your voice. Rebelling and fighting for a cause is what this card means, okay? As a whole, what it means, like that card as a total, is all about standing up for what you believe in and fighting for it. If it is something that you believe, it is something that you stand by, something that you have complete, like it ties into your code and your morals, right? I'm not backing down from it. This is the hill that I die on. And I think it's really important that you guys are learning how to say what you need and mean what you say. Because this year, I've done like half of the reading already in TikTok Live, and it had to do with a great deal of organization. Like, you guys, this coming year, you got to be organized. You have to be organized to get the things done. And you also have to be able to understand what you want and how you're going to go about it. There has been some people, maybe some of you guys are dealing with like certain decisions that you know need to be made, but you're really scared and you're not sure about how to go about it because maybe you don't want to be a bad person. Maybe you're trying to give people second chances. And when I say second chances, I mean the 100th chance. Okay? Like, you're going to have to, You're going to learn how to cut some people off, baby. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're going to get into the details of everything with the theme, right? So why is 2025 been teaching you guys how to use your voice? Where is that coming from? Okay. What is the cause? Okay, well, this is the first card that I saw. It's to do with endurance, diligence, and strength. So time, energy, and effort is what's causing you guys this year. Okay, remember, we have November and December. We have like 2 months or so of 2025. The reason why 2025 wants you to use your voice, and that's what this whole year's been about for you guys, is due to time, energy, and effort. Are you using your time, energy, and effort wisely? Are you going over there and going after things that one, you believe in, two, you stand for, and three, that work for you? If we're just pushing and working hard and putting all our energy into something that doesn't work, but we want it to work, that's not going to help. It's not going to happen and it's not going to help you. Some things are not meant for us to have. Okay. So, what can help you with that? Great wealth and inheritance. So, money, stability, and blessings. When it comes to great wealth, it doesn't always have to be about money. It can also be like about like I have abundance and wealth and family or friends or support or finance, okay? Another thing I'm going to also say, and it's going to come back on and off, okay? Because we're reading each card for each situation. So again, we are talking about the theme of 2025 for you guys. That's how we're starting off this reading. The reason why you need to learn how to stand your ground, again, is for endurance, diligence, and strength. Endurance is being persistent and keep pushing. Even though it gets hard, even though I feel like I can't go on anymore, I still push forward, right? I'm enduring this. I'm being persistent and constant with this. Diligence, making sure that I work on something with precision. The more that I put effort and energy into it, the more precise I can get with this talent, right? So if I want to learn how to swim, I need to practice swimming every day or every other day. I need to make sure I'm putting my muscles and training my body to be able to swim and do things in water, right? Okay. Um, Maybe you guys are being diligent in work, right? Or school. You're being persistent and constant and being precise with your work. I'm making sure I put effort, time, and energy in this project or in this thing. Okay. And strength. A lot of people think strength is physical. There is numerous types of strength, just like there's numerous types of intelligence and numerous types of love languages and affections and things of that nature, right? We live in a world of duality, baby. Duality, mutability, and variety. So say that some of you guys aren't physically strong, okay? I am not as strong as I think I am, okay? I'm strong enough, but I still need help doing other things like physical labors and stuff that are beyond my capability. That doesn't mean that I'm not strong in my mind or strong in my heart or strong in my spirit. You feel me? So there's kind of like, I have mascara on, guys. Anyways, I keep thinking it's hitting my glasses and stuff, but they're not. So anywho, we're not talking about makeup. I know. I apologize. We're getting to the reading. I swear, baby. I swear. Anywho, when it comes to strength, we talk about the four. There's like 7, 8, 10, or 11, 13 types. For the sake of sanity, we're talking about the four. Yes, physical strength is a thing. And a lot of that requires knowing how to work your body and knowing how to like rest. I'm not going to go over there and do a bunch of manual labor without resting my body. Because if I don't take time to like recharge, I'm just running on empty and that can really destroy me physically. Another thing that I think is extremely overlooked is emotional and mental strength. So let's get into emotional strength, okay? Emotional strength doesn't mean that you don't have the capability of feeling, it just means that you don't let your emotions control you. You know how to express yourself in a healthy manner without exploding or going above and beyond and taking yourself out. Okay. Mental strength is all about working with your mind and trying. I'm sorry, what? Oh, no, no, no. They're trying to see about questions and things. Okay. I don't know if you guys ever like message me on these lives. I don't think I can get them yet, which is kind of silly, but apparently, I don't know. I know I can get the comments like on the lives, like when it's done and it's posted. I know I can get that. But when it's coming, like when it's on, I don't know. Anywho, like I was saying, strong in mind is just talking about thinking things through, all right, analyzing it and being logical. You can be logical and emotional, and I think when it comes to ego and emotions, you have to balance them. You can't be too egotistical where you think you're larger than life or use fear to, direct and guide you. At the same time, you can't be too emotional either because you have to be able to feel what you need to feel without it killing you. And I think when you take too much of anything, whether it be mind, body, soul, heart, food, substance, nurturance, whatever, if it's too much of anything, it's going to be detrimental to you, right? So, strength in mind, I understand how to look at things in a logical way and go through it that way. Strength in emotion, I don't let my feelings take control. I feel what I need to feel, but I'm also very like, okay, this is a time for me to break down and this is a time for me to like, not up and shut up or something. Like suck it up, buttercup, just for a moment till we get this thing out of the way. Spiritual strength is all about not entertaining or tolerating things that don't make sense. If somebody has to make you feel small, insignificant, worthless, and shameful for them to feel bigger and better about themselves, they're not worth your time. If they have peasant energy, okay? Peasant energy is people with low vibrations. And I know that y'all hear a lot of us that do spiritual practices and things like, oh my God, that energy is so negative. It's like, oh, listen, some people are never going to be happy. And because they're never going to be happy, they want you to be unhappy with them. Misery likes company, guys. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. Don't go around thinking that, you know, what is it? Okay, that if I go over there and I try to help everybody, that it will make everybody happy. Some people choose to be miserable. Some people will only look at the ground and see the dirt. Instead of lifting their heads up and seeing the beauty around them, they only focus on the negative things, right? For example, these are not tarot cards. I use playing cards to read. My God, these cards are old as fuck, but they work, right? A negative person would be like, well, you can't read from these. They need to be a certain brand. Um, this isn't good enough, right? This cup should be made out of gold. This should be something like, 5 stars, or look at this walls, look at this house. They're never satisfied. Don't kill yourself for unpleasable people, baby. I've been there, done that. I have lost my sanity and my mind, my heart, and my mental and emotional health trying to please unpleasable people. Listen, peasant energy is down here. I'm gonna say it real fast. Peasant energy is down here. You guys are queens, kings, and royals in betweens. Your energy is high. And because they refuse to rise up and level, they have to chip you guys down until you're below them or at their level, just being as miserable. They're energy vampires. They'll suck your energy dry. They will create mental and emotional disabilities and sicknesses because that's just the kind of energy they possess. Spiritual strength means if it is not worth my time, I'm not entertaining it. And if that means that somebody's going to call you a mean person or like a dumbass or an asshole or a bitch or whatever, right? They're just going to be cursing at you. Let them curse. Listen here. Like I tell my siblings, let people bark. let them bark, okay? You can bark all you want, but the moment that you start to try to bite them back. Not like literally, but if as long as they're not throwing those hands, let them talk what they want to talk. Okay? You know who you are, and that's what's important. Don't try to kill yourself and lose yourself for people who are not worth your time, baby. Now, because we're learning our energy, efforts, and time a lot wiser, we are focusing on things that bring us great wealth and inheritance, things that are beneficial, productive, right? And again, I'm gonna say that this is not always for the money. Yes, for you guys who are trying to be like very financially stable coming this year, right? The next year, 2026, save your money. I'm so for real, bro. Save your money. When you get paid and you pay your bills, do not be trying to save your money not paying your bills, baby. Pay them bills first, okay? And you have leftover money. Because things are so fucking expensive, you may have like 500 or 250 left. You put half of that leftover money in your savings. That is your rainy day money. That is your money for emergencies. Like you need to go to the doctor, you need to have a treatment. This is not for like emergency fund day. No, this is for like serious emergency money. You can't work and you have some cash on the side that you can pay some of your bills and things, okay? You put half to two-thirds of it in savings. That means the other half or one-third goes to you in your pocket. It's important to have pocket money because God help you, your phone dies, your card gets lost, technology goes against you. You have cash on hand to do those things, like cash on hand to buy gas, to get maybe something to snack on, or to get yourself lunch, right? Those kinds of things. And yes, people are going to come to you being like, you should have started saving sooner. Listen, forget them. It's never too late to learn how to save. The important thing is that you're doing it right now. Okay, so for financial people trying to get that great wealth and inheritance money wise, right? Financially, the dollars, the Benjamin stacks. I'm not talking about them goddamn Trump $100 bills that are fake ass shit. Okay, I said what I said. God don't come for me, okay? Anyways, I'm talking about real money, not fake money, real dough. Put half of it in a savings. Put it in your rainy day money. That money is for you not to touch. Again, you do not touch your savings unless you really need it. It is for a bill. It is for a doctor treatment. It's for checkup. It's for medicine. It's for like whatever, like it's 911 type of emergency. The other half goes into your pocket for gas and food. Okay. Each time you get paid and you have leftover, you put it aside. That means even if you find spare change, quarters, pennies, dimes, put it in saving. A dollar bill, put it in saving. If you don't trust the banks and you have your own money stored away in your house, put it in there. Every change, every loose dollar, whatever, every little cent counts. Put it away. I promise you, after a while of seeing it grow and thrive and things, you'll have a good cushion. But it requires discipline, which, believe and receive, is not easy, baby, because I'm a giver. Okay, when I have money, I give. And I like treat my mom, I treat my family, I try to buy people things. So, like, when I tell you guys to be very smart and very wise about how you use your finance and things, it's coming from experience. Okay, I wasn't good at saving money. I'm doing it now. I'm 30. I'm learning how to do it better, right? Anywho, like I was saying, for you guys on the money side. Now, for you guys, not only for the money, you want great wealth and inheritance and family, friends, relationships, right? Make sure the people that you choose to be part of your tribe, your vibe with your tribe, baby, right? If I give you 110%, you best believe and receive. I expect you to give that back to me. Because if you guys are givers, okay, I'm not talking about my taker water signs. Y'all at some point in time stopped giving and started taking, okay? Givers don't have limits, and y'all need to have limits on how much you give, okay? Cancer, you guys are very giving and kind. You have a very amount of emotional intelligence. Scorpio, you guys are very loyal. Pisces, you guys are not only loyal but loving, okay? And if you are with people that only take and never give or put forth effort or time, right? Then you're going to get so drained and tired and exhausted, and you're all that love that you're giving out to them is going to turn to hate. It's going to turn to hate, and you're going to look at me and be like, I'm never going to hate this person. Ah, believe and receive. I've been where you've been through, okay? And the moment that I overgive and I can't give anymore, I start thinking back, maybe this person was taking advantage of me. Maybe they don't really love me like they said they did. And sometimes people don't know that you can't give them anymore. They just think that you're okay with it. And the other half of the people know that they're doing a little too much, right? And they refuse to accept it. They're like, well, if this is what they want, then who am I to tell them to stop, right? That's their problem, not mine. Give it, give it, give it, give it, give. Be very picky on who you guys invite to be with you, because you could have a relationship that's loving and kind, or you could have a relationship with somebody, a man, a woman, or a person, right? That is going to be abusive and going to take your kindness for weakness until you can't take it anymore and it gets ugly. Okay? Be cautious and be picky on who is with you and who is not with you. Just because they're not invited at your table doesn't mean that they're not going to sit in the cafeteria. I think I messed up the saying, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just because you can't eat with me at my table doesn't mean that you can't be around me. It just means that you're not welcome to the table. You're not welcome to the gang, okay? You got voted off the island. Bye. Because nobody got time to deal with like people who are going to take advantage of you, okay? Speaking of, again, this is just for 2025. I know that we've been kind of getting on this for like about 20 minutes because I'm giving you guys like a lot of details into it. So this is why I said the 2026 year readings, like any year reading where I'm reading the whole thing, right? It's going to take some time. It's going to be an hour to 2 hours long. I ain't going to lie to you. So get relaxed, get comfortable. We going in for the long haul, baby. Anywho, wisdom, patience, and diplomacy is your outcome for the rest of this year of 2025, right? Be patient with yourself and be patient with others. Be wise with yourself and be wise with others. People are not going to think the way that you guys think. I'm a Virgo, so that means I'm an earth baby, okay? And there's a lot of things that I think, like, I'm going to say it. I'm an evolved Virgo because I'm trying to be more, less picky and more understanding. So I understand that people's minds work differently, right? I'm a visual kinetic person. So if you guys are going to teach me or show me something and you're telling me it, you have to be very detailed in what you're trying to describe for me to understand it, because I don't understand small descriptions. My mind needs details. It needs to be like very accurate, very described for me to understand. That doesn't mean that I'm a stupid person. It just means my mind works differently from yours. Just like your mind works differently from mine, right? When you're working with people, you have to understand they're not going to be like you. There's going to be some people that can like relate to you and be like, oh yeah, I got you. And some people require patience. Some people require patience, I'm not gonna lie. And some people gonna be testing your patience. And in all situations, you just have to be really smart about it. Like, okay, this one is easygoing, this one requires some time, and this one is not worth my time because going to jail is not part of my agenda. I'm not going to get locked up because I beat up stupid people. I mean, you can think of it, and if you guys really want to do stuff, we can always do witchcraft, right? It's legal and it's not against the law. Also, it gets shit done. You know, speaking as a friend, not like I would ever do it. Maybe I have, but I did it for good reasons. Okay, I didn't go out there just because like somebody got my order wrong, and I'm just gonna go over there and be like, curse you and your nah. Listen, do as you will and do what you like, but it's just an option. I mean, you can always go to your like, go to your roots. Um, silliness aside, be patient, be wise. Okay, now diplomacy, diplomat. Okay. When somebody calls you diplomatic, what they're calling you is a master compromiser. And I think when it comes to compromising, everybody is so scared because they're like, oh my God, I have to sacrifice what I want for this person. No, men, my kings, okay, my fellas, my boys, my guys, ladies, my queens, okay, my sisters, my divine feminists. You don't have to be right all the time. None of you guys have to go over there, right? And my royals in between. All right, my theys and thens and binary babes. Hi, I'm talking to you as well. You don't have to go over there and always have your way, and you don't have to always sacrifice what you want for another person. You can agree to disagree. That is also being diplomatic. There's some things that you're not going to agree with on another person, right? And they're not going to agree with you. If y'all cannot find common ground, drop it. Okay? Now, unless it's something to do with like, I know I'm gonna sound like super woke or whatever, but I'm just saying for like me, right? Me personally, how I view the world and what I believe is I believe everybody deserves respect. I don't care about your religion. I don't care about your sexuality. I don't care about your political viewpoints for the most part. Okay? For the most part. For the most part. I'm not going to judge you for your political viewpoints. I don't care about your nationality and ethnicity and your color of your skin. You can be purple with pink polka dots and sparkly hair, man. I don't care. All I care about is your heart. I judge people by personality, not by looks. Because you can be a really attractive person, but just have the most ugliest. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen them pretty people that the moment they open their mouth, that's ugly. It's ugly. You just have an ugly heart. And there can be people who are like cute, right? Who inside have the most beautiful heart and most kindest personality. And that even makes them more sexy. Like all I care about is the inside. If you're not hurting children, yourself, other people, and animals, we're going to get along fine. So when it comes from like, compromising, are you going to be like homophobic or racist or whatever? Because if that's the case, then I'm just not going to hang out with you and I'm not going to agree with your values and viewpoints on that particular topic because I don't agree with it. Versus, like, what we're going to eat today. I want to have seafood. Well, I want to have Texas Roadhouse, right? Well, okay, you guys can't agree on it. There's no point of having a major fight because of that. So, what are we going to do? We're going to nip it in the bud and go to a buffet like Golden Corral. They have seafood and they have barbecue, and you guys can mash it up and get the same thing, and it's something that both people are happy, or pick something else to do. You can combine ideas. That is also being diplomatic. Say that you guys wanted to have a fundraiser, right? I like the circus. I want to have a carnival. But you guys are like, nah, man, let's have a fair. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a carnival with a fair. And we're going to combine those ideas and do it at the same time. It'll be one whole thing for a fundraiser, right? Combining ideas and taking turns. I try y'all's idea, then you try my idea next time. Compromising and being diplomatic doesn't mean sacrifice. It just means working things out, combining ideas, and taking turns, and sometimes agreeing to disagree. We're all different, guys. Individuality, duality, mutability, diversity is the realm in the world that we live in. This is our physical realm. This is the dimension that we're in. It's the dimension of duality and variety and mutability and diversity. Things are not the same. People are not the same. And you're good and bad and ugly and all that. All right. So, again, just to summarize for 2025, it's been teaching you to stand your ground. You are going to need to take that for this coming year. Okay? Make sure you're using your time, energy, and effort wisely, as well as, sorry, I'm writing down the thing because I'm also going to be doing the Spanish version of these. And I'm just not, I don't have it in me to do two types of readings like I do with my other shorter readings. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So now we're going to talk about your finance, okay? We're going to talk about your career and finance. So your career is represented by the Queen of Diamonds, dependability and practicality. Your finance is all about loss of opportunity, so loss of job, money, and things of that nature. Before we get into your finance, we're getting into this. If you guys are looking for a job, make sure you're getting a job, right, that is dependable and practical. We're not going out there doing things that we can't do. And we're going to do our research on our jobs, bro, because some of you guys are looking for career. And that is okay. You guys can look for the job if you want to. Again, no problem, right? But we are not going to go over there and do things that make no sense because we want to have all the money. You can get money and do jobs that are up to your qualifications, okay? Diamonds and King of Spades. All right. So, like I was saying, I'm sorry. I know that I'm kind of in and out. Dependability and practicality is really important for you guys to get into jobs. If you're looking for a job and you don't know how to go about it, get a paper and pen because you're going to need it, okay? Or at least make sure that you write down the time that you're hearing this advice and the time that it's done. So, for financial stability and getting jobs, you need to make sure that you are putting your jobs out there and doing research on what type of work. Okay, so if you want to work at a bank and they have this new bank called, like, Greenback Bank, right? GBB for short. And they're like, oh, we're looking for tellers and we're looking for people who can count money and cashiers and bank counselors, like financial advisors and things. And you find out later on that you put all your information for this resume for a job that doesn't exist for a company that is not real, right? We live in a world where technology is so advanced that everything looks real, even though it may not all be real. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to just take a bite. Anyway, like I was saying, do your research. Make sure that you're looking up on companies, okay? Like, as you guys know, my business is kind of small. We're going to be entering 2 years on January. Last year, somebody had the audacity to take my picture and take my videos and say that they were me, and they took people's money. One day, I saw this scam account, yeah, on one of my lives on TikTok, because that's where they were trying to take the things. And I was like, okay, that's weird seeing myself. I reported them and everything, and I also took a picture of the account. I said, guys, if y'all see somebody that looks like me, it's not me. I will not ask you guys for money. I will not go over there and message all of you and be like, hey, I just did your reading and it's going to be $10. one, you didn't ask for the reading. Two, you don't know who's on the other side. Okay, like Marikuma Healing, like this account, my channel, Marikuma Healing, this is it. Okay, Nix R28 is my Instagram account, and Marikuma Healing or Nix R Marikuma, so underscores and lower cases, right? Are my things for TikTok and stuff. Like I will not, I don't do that psychic love reading things or the mystical fortune teller. And I will never ask you guys for money or donations. If you guys want to donate, great. My point in this story is that there's a lot of fake people trying to swindle other people from their information so they can hack and attack them. Last year, my account got hacked and attacked, and I lost like everything, and I had to start it all over again. By the grace of the gods and goddesses and divine higher power, right? That may be. My account kind of grew, like my new account, like the one I'm using right now, right? It grew. It grew really fast because everybody was so understanding and kind. And I just appreciate y'all's support. But like if they can do it to like somebody like me, imagine what they can do to bigger companies. Again, my business has almost been 2 years. It'll be 2 years in January. And I've been reading and counseling and advising people in that time period. But if they can try to scam off of my business and try to pull it off on something else, imagine what they can do to big companies. Do your research. Do your research, guys. Do your due diligence and do your research on the jobs that you want. You want to do construction? Groovy, bro. Groovy to the max. I got no problem with that. Write down the jobs that you put out for. Make sure your resumes, like every week, you should put out 30 to 40 resumes. That sounds like a lot and it sounds like a stalker kind of thing, okay? Because you're being persistent. If you guys already have a job that you like, okay, and it's dependable and practical, but the money isn't good, and you're wondering, man, maybe I should either work two jobs or maybe get another job. Like, I like this job, but I need a side hustle, okay? Great. This is where I'm telling you guys about organization. You guys are going to have to get a planner or calendar or alarms or something. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, get yourself organized. I'm not the most organized person. And as a Virgo, we're supposed to be the masters of organization and planning and preparing. Listen, the Virgo in me is great at planning and preparing. I can plan and prepare. I can. Organizing, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not my strong suit. It's not that's not my strength. So like now, like I think this year I've been a little bit better at just writing things down. Um, Next week I'm going to get like a calendar. And here's the thing about calendars. If you guys don't have money to buy the calendar, fear not. Look up full calendars. Okay, you can print it out. You can print out like 2026 full calendar and have the papers and everything and just print it all out, big enough for you to see, and then staple it together, right? And then hang it onto your wall or put it on your billboard or whatever, like wherever you can see it and it's there. Also, word to the wise, okay? Because if you guys are like me, my mind is like, okay, I have ADHD and it's a really cool superpower to have, okay? It is. But there's a lot going on in my mind. And even though I want y'all to think of it like this. I am running not only on one side of my brain, like my right brain, right? I'm also running on my left side of my brain. So I'm having these creative ideas at the same time, these logical ideas, and there's like thousands of tabs open, and there's music in the background, and it's kind of like I got it, but I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly going into new projects. I'm trying to do them all at the same time. And so if I don't have my rhythm and my beats, it can mess me up. So when I have calendars, right, when I'm doing the calendar thing, I like to have colors. I like to have like, okay, Green is for working, making videos. Red is for off. Yellow's for holidays and birthdays. Purple can be for, like, projects and things, because when I put it in colors, it pops out differently, like it catches my attention, and then I can go to my key. So for you guys who are not old, like you're not from the 19th century, you guys are more in the 2000s area, right? Please don't think that I'm being disrespectful and rude. I don't think you guys use keys. Keys is kind of like, I use video game references, so I think y'all understand. Like, it's a cheat code, okay? The keys is similar to a cheat code. It gives you options, and it gives you, like, okay, well, left, right, up, down, side, side is a combination for this, okay? The key is going to tell you that each color represents this. So green means work, red means off, orange is holidays and birthdays, purple is projects and, things that you want to do. That way you can look at the color key, and you can also look at the colors in your calendar, and you can be a lot more organized and have a little bit of fun with it, okay? For me, color organization works. It catches my attention. It's fun for me to look at and also keeps me in track. So if you guys are kind of like where I'm at, that's okay. If you're not like me and maybe calendar is not your thing, get a planner. You don't have to buy a fancy 2026 planner, baby. You can get, like, okay, this is paper, but you can get like a little notebook. Um, you know what I mean? You can get a little booklet. You can get like a journal, and then that can be your planner. Again, you don't have to buy the biggest and the baddest or the most expensive thing or any type of thing. You can substitute it, okay? It's whatever that makes it easy for you. Alarms and planning, like writing things down and having alarms, helps me stay on schedule. Because if I don't have the alarms and I don't write it down, I'm not going to always remember it. And I'll know that there's something that I need to do, but it won't tell me what it is. Okay? So if you want to have a side hustle, great. Just make sure that it fits into your schedule and you're not overdoing it. If you're looking for a job, make sure that you do your research. Is it a healthy work environment? Is it close to where you live? Is the money good? Right? And for those of you guys who want more information about finance and things, but you don't want it to be all in this video, I have recorded, like, from my Dark Minds and Butterflies, okay, where we talk about life and things. It's in my videos, in my channel, YouTube, Instagram, as well as TikTok and Facebook. Okay. For this YouTube channel that I have right now, you just have to go to my videos and then look for financial advice. It should be like Dark Minds and Butterflies episode 3 or 4 or like 5, right? It should be around there. It's in green letters, and it will tell you about how to find a job, what payroll is, types of payments, how to get yourself organized financially and work wise, right? You got to make sure that if you do get a job, that is not too far away, because again, gas expenses, man. Make sure that you get stuff that works on you and that's easy for you to do. Now, let's get into details as to why we need dependable and practical things. Seeing it for what it is. Again, like I was saying before, be wise about how you go about planning to get jobs and work, okay? New insight and realization is what this card means. This is the Ace of Spades. This is all about seeing it for what it is, not for what you want it to be. We are all guilty, because I know that I am guilty of seeing situations, peoples, and things as things that I want it to be. And even though they tell me, or even though there's signs like, oh, that's not what it is, I still go over there and play stupid and like believe. All right, this is how crazy it is. I make myself believe that this is exactly what it is. No, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it smells like a duck, right? It's a duck. It's not a poodle. It's not a piranha. It's not some like backflip child or whatever. It is what it is. So make sure that whatever you're going after work wise, okay, with your jobs and your careers and stuff, that outlook, See it for what it is. Is this something that's going to help me? Is this a healthy workplace for me to be in? Is this going to lift me up? If it is not lifting you up, if it is not healthy to be in, if it is stressing you out, get something new. If you're going to quit your job and get another job, this is how you're going to do it. Okay? Do not quit your job just yet, because you don't know how long it's going to take to get another job. So you're going to work at this job and you're going to look for another job to take. Then, when you have that other job, you're going to put in a week, like 1 to 2 weeks notice, okay, depending on how your job works. You're going to write it down and you're going to say, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's going to sound like smoke coming out of your ass. Real talk, no cap on business, all right? Thank you. And you put down the company name. So thank you, Chase, for allowing me to have the experience and teaching me how to do these jobs. Like, okay, so for example, thank you, Chase, for giving me your time and efforts. I appreciate the experience that I have had working for your company. I am going to resign, or I am going to quit, and I'm going to go after new opportunities. But I give you grace, gratitude, and thanks for allowing me to work with you and have these experiences. And I learned so much off of you guys, and I appreciate that. This is my week notice to let you know that by the end of this week, I will not be working for this company no longer. Sincerely, and you put your name down, okay? Even if the job was really shitty, you want to make it classy, less sassy, all right? Classy, clean, and nice. Because you don't know, there may be a situation where you have to go back to that particular building or that particular company in a different, branch or whatever. And you want to live in good terms. I've done quite a few of the week how you say, I've done a few of like the week resumes, not the resumes, but the one I just told you guys about. Man, I can't remember. Crazy. But yeah, week notices, that's what it was. Yeah, thanks guys. But like, you want to make sure that you sign it very nice. Take a picture. If your boss isn't there, you leave it at their office and you take a picture of them. Like, you take a picture that you left it in the office as proof, because some of them will be like, you never gave me your 2 weeks notice. I never received it. And then you're going to be like, well, I put it on your desk. I put it in front of your desk. I also let you know that, hey, I put my 2 weeks notice on your desk. Now, when you tell them that, you want to try to do it like privately. You don't want to just want to go over there and announce it to everyone like, hey, fuck this shit, I'm out, right? No, be polite. Some of you guys don't like your job and they don't really deserve your politeness. I understand, I do, but yeah, okay? So make sure you see things for what they are. If you're going to quit when you have another job coming, because you don't know how long the second job's going to be. All right. If you guys are just out of business and you're looking for one and you don't have anything, work. Put a lot of effort and a lot of resumes. Write down all the resumes that you've done, all the payments, how much are they paying you, and things of that nature. Okay. Okay. Healing. So for y'all's job, there's going to be some healing for some of y'all. Like I said before, I think some of y'all had a really rough job. When it comes to healing, like victimization and giving up is what this is, but it's one of my healing cards, okay? For example, we're going to get into that too when we get to your spiritual, because the Nine of Hearts and the Ten of Spades are both healing cards. This is spiritual healing, and this is just healing. So when we're letting go of victimization, right, we're letting go of feeling hurt from a memory, a person, a place, or a thing. So victimization doesn't mean that you are playing the victim, that you're like pretending to be the wounded and the one that was disrespected and the poor, pitiful me. You're not doing that, baby. It's just that the job that you may have had or is having, right, is just so extreme and they demand a lot from you and it's not really healthy for you to be around. So you feel like you're stuck and you're just kind of like, I'm stuck in this dead end job and I'm trying to do my best and things aren't falling into places and I'm very overworked and I'm stressed out. Okay, all right. Give up on things that make you feel small and work towards feeling big again. Healing means that you're going to do these 6 steps over and over and over again. And I know that y'all are going to look at me being like, oh, listen, healing is not one and done. I have been healing myself for years. And when I say years, I mean like 7, 8, almost 10 years. Okay? The first 3 steps of healing is going to be really hard for you guys, but I promise it gets better ish as time goes by. So, the first 3 steps of healing is forgiving yourself. I am not the kind of healer or teacher or guide, right, or spiritual person that's going to be like, y'all should forgive everybody. Some people don't deserve your forgiveness. I'm not going to preach about forgiveness when I can't forgive everybody. You know what I mean? I don't want to be those hypocrites that be like, well, just because I can't forgive others doesn't mean that y'all can't. Okay. Sorry, I move around a lot. Anyways, like I was saying, forgiving yourself is really important. You didn't know what you know now. I forgive myself for my past mistakes because I didn't know what I know now. Also, you need to forgive yourself because at the time you made a decision that you thought was right. People will never understand the choices that had to be made for the decisions, okay? Like you don't know what choices I had to deal with and that I had to pick the right choice or the right decision to make because you never saw what was out there. You didn't see that I had 3 of the things and each one gets worse. So which one is the lesser of the evil, right? Which one is the lesser of the evil? Which one is less diabolical and less harmful? And which one can I try to be with? Sometimes life throws you a lot of curveballs, right? They give you tough choices and hard decisions. And it is so funny that people are so quick to judge. They really are. They're quick to judge you because they're like, oh, well, I would never do that. You weren't in the situation that I was in, okay? So I bet you wouldn't. But if you were in the situation that I was in and you facing what I'm facing, you probably would have made the same choice. Okay? Forgive yourself. You did what you thought was right and you tried your best. I'm sorry that you may have wasted a long time at a job that wasn't very good for you or like loved or supported you or treated you like you were supposed to, right? Another thing to work on is your scars, which also ties into part 3. So the second part is scars. Sometimes we have physical scars, okay? Like y'all can't see it, but I have like scratches sometimes on my arms, and I know I have like quite a bit on my back, right? And it's not ugly. They're not ugly scars, but they're scabs and things on my back. And these are physical. You can see them. They heal and they fade away. Okay? But sometimes our scars are not physical. Our scars are mental and emotional and spiritual. And the mental scars are memories. There's some things that will trigger you to see a really unhappy memory. Okay? A thing that just makes you feel really loose. Like it's not loose, but it makes you feel like overwhelmed. It gets you afraid. These things can trigger you, which is coming to part 3 of healing. Forgiving yourself is the first step. Working on your scars that are mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual is your second step. And this ties into the third one, PTSD. I don't care what anybody says. You can have PTSD by having a bad relationship, by having trauma and abuse, especially if it's work abuse, okay? Because sometimes you get taken advantage of a lot of times, okay? A lot of times. We're not even going to try to put that sometime in there. There are some of you guys that have worked so hard and y'all have not gotten the recognition that you need, right? You didn't get the attaboy, the good job, the things. They just pile and pile and pile and pile and pile responsibilities. Like, here's the kicker. I know for a fact that whoever is watching this is either gone through it or is going through it right now. You are designed, not designed, you are placed to do a specific job. And somewhere around the line, you're having to do five other or four different or three other different jobs, right? Than the one that you're doing right now. So I'm doing the one that you're paying me for. And then I'm also doing extra work for only my payment of one job. They don't always pay you on time. They're not always respectful. They lie a lot. And you're just kind of like tired of it, right? It's okay. But if that's what you guys are going through with career, right? And you're starting to see some bullshit that's kind of happening, it's okay to walk away. If you cannot stick it to wait till another job comes, it's okay to quit and then just do some small side hustles on the side. Back in the day, they had temp jobs. I don't know if temp jobs are still around. I know that there's Uber and Lyft and DoorDash and things of that nature that y'all can do that will give you some pocket money until you find another thing to do, right? It's okay to just kind of like, okay, it's not right that this day and age everybody has to have five or four or three different jobs just to make a living. That's not cool. But don't feel bad and don't feel like a failure because you're doing all that you can to make it, okay? You're living in a very unfair world where finance and money is just, it's not like how it used to be back in 2000. It's not like how it used to be in 2010, okay? It has gotten really hectic. Economy is completely fucked. And everybody's just trying to survive. And it should not be like that at all, but it is. You know what I mean? Some of you guys have family and you're trying to support them. Some of you guys have yourself. And you're only one person, even then it's really tricky because you're like, I have to decide, do I pay for my water or do I pay for my light? Do I pay for gas this month or do I give it to groceries? Do I pay gas for my car and get water and food and then just wait for the other ones, right? I've been there. I've been there where I had to choose between like water and light to pay because I couldn't pay both of them and I was living on my own. Like I was living on my own and everybody thinks that if you live by yourself, right? If you're a single person, you're living on your own, that oh my God, it's easy. No, it's not. No, it's not. Sometimes my money didn't come on time. I don't drive. I had to take Uber and Lyft, so that took a lot of my cash, and it's just kind of like it was too much. Sometimes you have to go back and stay with family, and the way that I'm kind of looking at y'all's family, I don't know. Some of you guys have problems with your family. Some of you guys don't, but like I don't know, man. It's not easy. So don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're a failure. Don't think that you're not good enough, baby. You're trying your best. We're living in a mad world in mad times, and it's been a mad world for a long time. Okay, like mad as a hat or loony as I've been. It's been banana town, crazy town. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just trying to survive. And surviving shouldn't be this difficult, but we're living in an era where it is. And I just want you guys to be nice to yourself, okay? Like Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, whoever this reading may resonate with. Be kind to yourself. Are you trying your best? Are you trying your best? Are you doing what you can? If the answer is yes, right? And I know that it's hard. I know that it just feels like it's too much and you can't go on, but you're stronger than you know, and it's all going to work out. It's just, you're surfing the turf, man. You're surfing that big wave, and you don't know that maybe behind this big wave is something beautiful. Like this year that's coming for you guys can be really amazing. It's just going to be a little bit rough, okay? Now, talking about letting go and forgiving ourselves and being able to work on our scars and stuff of that nature, right? Make sure that you work on your triggers. Some things are going to trigger you, and you're going to either get a flashback from, like, oh, this happened and it's going to happen again. No, it's just your body is saying that, hey, this is something that we didn't really heal from, and it still bothers us. There's a lot of things that trigger me that I've gotten over, and there's some things that still trigger me that I'm not very good at, but I can talk, like, I can calm myself when I'm feeling overwhelmed and, like, okay, we're safe. You're not that little girl anymore. You're not that younger person anymore. We're smarter and we're calmer. It's okay. You have family, you have friends, you got your support team. So just, whew, all right. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Let's try our best, right? Now, the outcome for y'all's work is all about spiritual growth and satisfaction. This is the same thing that ties into you seeing yourself for this coming year, okay? For you seeing yourself for 2026, spiritual growth and satisfaction. Let's get into it. Spiritual growth is all about shadow work. I don't care whoever tells you guys that shadow work is the devil's work, right? It's evil. It's not evil. Shadow work means that I am looking at my good and my bad. Okay. We have three selves, we have three cauldrons. We have our lower self, middle self, and our higher self. So I'm going to extend up. Got shorts on. All right. So you see me, right? Your lower self is right here. This is where your insecurity and your shadow self lies. It's right here. Okay. This is your lower cauldron, your lower self. So with our inner child, sometimes our inner child has wounds and we're healing our inner child, and sometimes it can bring up to our adult ages, right? When we're working on spiritual growth, we're working on our shadow selves, we're working on our insecurities, we're working on the in, right? This is what you're working with spiritual growth, your lower self, your shadow self. Your shadow self protects you from your insecurities, your anger, your rage, your sadness, the things that you're afraid of, the things that you're not comfortable with. It takes it all in and holds it. Okay? And a lot of us are afraid of our shadow self because we see it as this evil side. Your shadow self isn't evil. It's not. Okay? Now, this is your middle self. I want you to think of your shadow self as a kid. Not entirely a kid, but it's by your inner child. And your middle self is kind of like the older teenager, kind of like adult that's in their 20s, right? The 20-year-old, the 25-year-old at best. And then this one is your higher self. Notice that I'm not touching my head. It's just above your head, okay? This is your higher diviner self. This part of you is more connected to the higher power, like your universe, your universal energy, the gods and goddesses, divine entities, and higher beings. It's here. It sees things way ahead in the spiritual and more like mystical side, okay? So your spiritual self is up here and it can see things ahead of you. It understands how things are going to be working in, what's going to happen, how it will play out. And because these sides are so far apart, it comes to here to translate what this one is telling that one and what that one's telling this. So with your shadow and your lighter version, right? With your shadow and your light, they are duality. They can coexist. You don't have to run from your shadow self and expect that to be something for you to love yourself in. If you want to love yourself truly, you got to do the shadow work. That means you have to sit down with yourself. And baby, believe and receive. That is a scary fucking thing to do. Why? Because that means I have to acknowledge and accept insecurities and things that I'm not very comfortable with. When I was doing my shadow work, I had to admit the fact that I was really angry. Okay? I do not sound like an angry person. I don't give you guys that demeanor of like somebody who's always upset. But like back in the day, your girl was very hot-headed. Okay, I was very quick to fight, quick to shout, quick to be angry and rageful. And eventually I got tired of it. I was like, I'm hurting myself, I'm hurting my loved ones, I'm hurting my family, my friends, I'm hurting my relationships, right? Because I'm angry all the time. And a lot of times when you're dealing with aggression and things, it's coming from a place of sadness. And it's true. People think like, okay, I've heard this said time in and time out, yeah? That your anger is just a piece of you that's standing up for you because nobody else is going to. It's the one that's protecting you, is your anger. And people don't understand, before there was anger, there was sadness, there was fear, right? There was insecurities of not feeling good enough and being so small. And when that's not heard, when the tears are not heard, when the sadness is not accepted and acknowledged and loved, right? You're not having any comfort to those emotions, it gets angry. And anger, everybody listens to when you're upset. Everybody listens to when you're dominating them and controlling them and being the one, right? But it's not healthy. Shadow work means I'm dealing with my insecurities. I'm dealing with the things that make me feel small. I'm dealing with my shortcomings. I'm dealing with things that I find ugly about myself. And I'm learning to love that side of me. Your shadow self is to protect you and to guard you and to give you strength. If you tap into it and you really work within yourself, you will find a lot of power behind that. And your lighter self, right? Your lighter version, your goodness, your peace. This one loves the shadow. Your shadow will protect your light, and your light loves your shadow. They coexist together. We are yin and yang in ourselves, and we're other people's yin and yang around us. All right? You yourself is both masculine and feminine. Masculine energy can be more of your shadow or your lighter self, right? It can be either or. And then the other one is this counterpart. My point is that if you're going to have peace and spiritual growth, you have to work on your insecurities. You have to work on the things that are slowing you down and getting in your way. And this requires you to have some hard truths. I was angry because I was sad, and I was sad because I was hurt, and I was hurt because sometimes life gives you shitty things, you know? I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm not even trying to be like, oh, poor, pitiful me. I'm such a victim. But I'm just saying that sometimes life is hard, and those hard lessons, those hard things, yeah, that happen to you can really fuck you up in the long run. And if you don't deal with it, it messes up even more. I didn't want to be an angry woman anymore, bro. I wanted to be nice. So it took me to sit down and be like, you know what? I don't like myself right now. I don't like the woman that I am. I don't like the lady that I'm becoming. And I am scared, right? So it took me day by day, time after time, to just kind of ease up and be like, okay, I am not a perfect person, and that is okay. I can change this, and I can accept this. And both sides are love. It takes time, but it's worth it. Now, satisfaction, let's get into it. I'm going to say it. People put satisfaction in temporary things. I'll say it again. We put happiness and satisfaction and pleasure in temporary things. And then we put temporary love, pleasure, and affection in permanent things. Okay, let me elaborate, let me explain so that we all can understand why I'm saying it this way. People are going to disappoint you. I love my family. I do. And I know that a lot of you guys probably don't care that I love my family. That's okay. I'm sure you love your family as well, at least the ones that are like, they may not be your blood baby, but at the end of the day, they got your back. They're your ride and dies, right? Those are the ones I'm talking about. I love them. They love me. I'm going to piss them off sometimes. Sometimes we get on each other's nerves. As much as I love my family, sometimes they drive me insane. And sometimes I drive them insane, right? It doesn't mean that I'm never going to love them again because they made me angry. It just means that they're not always going to make me happy. But I put my love in them. I put my love in my friends, okay? I care about certain people that see me as all of me, not just pieces and bits. Houses are really nice, right? Cars are amazing. Money is always good to have, but houses can burn down. A house can get destroyed. A car can get damaged. Money can burn. If I had like $200, right? Let's just pretend this is USDs. Or for some of you guys who are in Uganda or in Africa, these are shillings or, pounds or whatever, right? 200 of them. And in America, if you rip your money, last time I checked, you can get it taped and it will still have its balance. It'll be 200, right? But if I burn the $200 and I give the ashes and I say, hey, this is a video, I burned $200. Can you give me $200? Can this be okay to rechange, right? They're going to laugh at you. They'll be like, this has no value anymore. Money loses its value. We're living in it right now. We're living in a point where money has lost its value and like currency is fucking insane, right? Because inflations and dumb people in charge that are fucking us all over for their own gains. I pray to God that YouTube doesn't shut this live out because I'm saying that. But yeah, you know what I mean? Anyways, we put our happiness in temporary things. We put our happiness in the home. We put our happiness in the car. We put our happiness in money. We put our happiness in like, materialistic things. Materialistic things are not permanent, man. There's always going to be the next new house or the next new car. This is the next new money. Like how some people put their faces on $100 bill. Huh. It's beyond me why you want to put that mug on there, but okay. Who am I to go over there and judge people's power of free will? It's a blessing and a curse, man. It can go either or way. Also, we're not going to die and bring all our valuables with us to the great beyond. I mean, and maybe in some beliefs, yeah, but like the car and everything, do they even have enough room to bury your Maserati and Lamborghini and Volkswagen with you when you pass away? Are you just going to be like, Dean from Supernatural and just drive that Mustang all over heaven? Like, you know, it's very stereotypical and plastic in the world that we're living when it comes to satisfaction. I'm just going to be honest with it. We have satisfaction that's very materialistic and plastic. I'm just saying, if you're going to have satisfaction, you have to enjoy the little things. It's sunny outside right now. I'm having food, right? I woke up today. That means I'm having opportunities to make these videos to help other people and hopefully give clarity to you guys. Um, my friend is okay. My family's all right. I get air in my lungs. You guys, some of y'all can be able to see and walk. Some of you guys get a new opportunity to try new things. Every time that you wake up in the morning or wake up the next day or get up at any moment, right? You have a chance to have new opportunities and new things. So carpe diem, take advantage of it, right? Live that day. All right, I'm gonna have to write this down. Ace of spades, 10 of spades, 9 of hearts. Because when I do the Spanish version of this, I need to make sure that I pull out the same cards that you guys are getting because I want it to be equal. All right. Now we're going to go into your finance. Why is your finance showing loss of opportunity? Right? I don't think you guys are going to be losing money. I think you guys may just be losing ways of getting it and having better ways to come around. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So, sorry guys. The reason why we're having loss of opportunity is due to moving on and letting go. So, getting into a better place mentally and moving on. All right. We're working on our mental health with our finance, and it's probably tied into some of the stress that your jobs have been bringing on to you again, right? Because we talked about that for quite some time. Um, Mental health is really going to help you guys understand that your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health all connects. Like the elements, right? If you guys are like a huge Avatar The Last Airbender fan, I am. I also like Legend of Korra and things. Earth, air, water, and fire seem like very diverse elements, right? That they cannot coexist with each other, but they can, right? They're their own power individually, and together combined, they can make it work. For example, the sun is like fire, the water is in a stream, the grass is earth, and the wind that blows the grass, right? And plays with the leaves is wind, is air. Okay? So all of it can coexist with one another. But at the same time, it can all destroy each other too. Too much wind can break up the earth, can take down the water. Fire can burn it down. Water can drown. No air means no breathing. It can all be destructive and it can all be healing. Now, when we're working on our mental health, we are focusing on what stresses us out, what's good for us, and what's not good for us, okay? If you're learning to love yourself, you're learning to talk nicely to yourself. And I want you to try to think about yourself as a friend, okay? I am the biggest person when it came to this because I was really ugly. When it came to talking to myself, I used to call myself stupid, dumb, ridiculous, not good enough, ugly, right? You're never going to amount to anything. This is all your fault. You think you're so smart, but you're not. Look how slow you are. Anybody would have been able to understand that. And I think a lot of the times was because like I was angry at other people and because I couldn't really like figure out how to tell them that I was angry at them or I was upset with them or I was sad with them. I just took it out on myself and then it turned into like really, really ugly way of speaking. And it took me years. I'm so for real, like dead ass. It took me fucking years to talk to myself nicely and be like, you know what, bro, maybe we should just take a break. You didn't know and we're trying. So come here. It's okay. No, no, no. Look how cute you are. You're very pretty. Oh no, you're smart. You got this. Hey, it takes time. Let's take a deep breath. Let's try it again. Okay? All right. You're okay? Okay. Like if you can be nice to your friend, you got to be nice to yourself. You got to talk to yourself like you would talk to somebody that you care about, to your girlfriend, to your boyfriend, to your husband, your wife, your partner, your significant other, your bestie, your nieces and nephew, whoever it is that allows you to have like this kind, soft, nurturing side of you, right? Because everybody has it. Queens and kings and royals in betweens. We all are capable of compassion and understanding and love. We're humans. Gender has nothing to do with it. It just ties into your character. So if you're going to talk to yourself nicely, that's something that you should work on, water signs. Be nice. Tell yourself you're doing a good job. Be easy and be patient with yourself, man. Now, this is going to require you guys to take some time and also plan and prepare. Okay, so recuperation recovery is what's going to help you with your mental health as well as what's going to help you with your finance. What is recuperation recovery? It's all about rhythm and beat. Okay, Now, like I was saying, right? Finding your rhythm and beat, because life is all about balance, but here's the kicker, okay? This is the kicker. Everyone thinks that when they say balance, it's like this, all right? This is steady, it's not moving anywhere, it's just, it's balance. That's not the balance that life is going to give you. It's in constant motion. I'm gonna look so fucking weird doing this shit, but like it's this, okay? I work, I rest, I do my project. I work, I rest, I do my project. I hang out with family, I take time for myself. I work, I rest, I take time for myself. I plan on an off day, I get some help, I run a project, I work, I rest, right? And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you're finding your balance, you're not rushing into something and you're not taking too long, okay? Your rhythm and your beat is your own rhythm and beat. For me, if I can just find like when I feel like I have my rhythm, I feel like physically I can be able to like okay, like for example, I wake up in the morning and I'm gonna wash clothes, right? So I'm gonna go get the dirty clothes, wash them. It should take 30 minutes. By then I go to the bathroom, I get myself ready. Um I woke up productive, right? Just saying like when I have my productive days, because this kind of day, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm focusing mainly on doing videos, so that way I can kind of compensate for not doing them a majority of the week, right? So I'm not really doing all that, but like on a productive day when I'm feeling busy or whatever, I'll get the clothes, I'll wash them. Takes 30 or 45 minutes. Go upstairs, take a shower, get my teeth brushed, do my hair, put some clothes on, right? Okay, maybe make my sister's bed. Not really, but once in a rare moon. Make sure that I kind of get my room together, right? Try to put things together and kind of keep it neat without it kind of getting too hectic or crazy. Um, do some videos, and that probably takes about close to the time where the clothes are about to be finished. Finish one video, go downstairs, put the clothes out. Okay, go get a guava because we have guava trees where I'm at, and they're really good. Cut it up and get myself a lot of food because I don't know when I'm going to come back downstairs or go to the kitchen and get something to eat because once I start projects, I don't really eat like a normal person. So having food around and like snacks and things, right, helps me stay more productive. So, not going to lie. That would be something that is my rhythm and my beat because I'm doing these things, but I'm kind of doing my own and I'm following my pace. I'm not taking too long and I'm not rushing into it. Rhythm and beat, beat and flow and rhythm. Okay. So, again, organization may really help you guys. Write things down, get a journal, get a calendar. If you can't buy a calendar, don't sweat it. Hopefully y'all have dollar store or something or like a little marketplace that sells it. If you guys really can't get it anywhere, then go to a place that prints paper and things and print it out. Print out 2026 calendar, and then you can have like a journal or like a piece of paper stapled together and write it all down. That way you can have it where you can see it. You focus on like maybe when you're doing the calendar thing, if you aren't writing the whole month down, right? Because sometimes I have a burst of energy and I can get the whole like 6 months of planning done. I can't. And then I can't do that energy again. I can do like every other week. So every 2 weeks to like a week, you're planning it ahead. So like, okay, Saturday, we're off. So let's plan for next week. What's this coming week going to be like? I'm sorry, I've been having like some weird ass shit with my nose. And I know like hacking and snacking like that is it's disgusting. So I apologize. Especially for you guys who have headphones on. I apologize. That's kind of nasty to hear. Anywho, just had to get the smoke off my nose. Yeah, so like I was saying, recuperation, recovery, finding your time, finding your energy, and pacing yourself. Not taking too long, but not rushing into things without knowing what you're getting into. Planning and preparing. Again, write things down. Have an alarm set up reminders, do a calendar. You don't have to buy a calendar, you can print it out, staple it together, pin it on the wall, put it on the fridge, whatever. And if you don't want to do like a month of planning, then that's okay. Every 2 weeks, okay? So we're going to write down the first 2 weeks. Then next Saturday or whatever time you have off, we're going to plan in the next 2 weeks. And we're just going to kind of go like that. We're going to color organize our calendar so that way we know when to work, when not to work, when this is happening, when this is not happening. Because if you just write it all the same and you're not crossing it out, right? Make sure that each day you check off that day so that way you're ready for the next one. It keeps you steady. It helps you stay, like, it keeps you leveled, is what I'm trying to say. It keeps you leveled. Planning and preparing will help you with y'all's finance. Save your money. Put half aside in the savings, in the rainy day fund, whatever. And then the other half, or 1/3, right? Because it can go 2/3 savings to a half. For me, when I started doing the saving thing, I do a half. Okay. And I lived with my mom for a while and I'm kind of like doing that now. But like when I started saving, like really saving, we pay half of the bills. So she pays half of it, I pay half of it. And then I use like half of my money, I put the most of it in the savings, and then I may take out like 250 or whatever. So that means like, okay, out of 250, 125 goes in my pocket for, food or whatever, and then the other 125 goes into the savings. Okay. Then each time I get paid, I put a little aside. I put half and half, half and half. And after a while, I had a lot of money saved there, you know what I mean? And it worked. But spending your money wisely, helping, like, here's the thing, if you guys are stuck, I'm not going to say stuck, if you're responsible helping your family, right? You're working on your own and you're trying to send money for your family, your mom, your dad, your aunties, your uncles. Maybe you're giving people cash. Hold on, guys. Um, Sorry, guys. I had to get something, so somebody had given it to me. Um, all right, like I was saying, planning and preparing, right? So you want to make sure that you write down on the calendar, have it all color organized, and it'll help you out a lot. Okay. So yeah, now I wrote that down. Let's get into y'all's relationship. I'm not going to say all of Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces are going to have like some like issues with your relationships, but some of you guys are. Okay, so the ones that are untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft is the outlook for the relationship. This card is mainly about like people I don't trust. I can't rely on them. They're robbing me of money, time, energy, and things. So I feel like if you guys have gotten out of that kind of relationship, like an ugly, toxic, abusive relationship, whether you be a guy, a lady, or a person, right? My queens, kings, and royals in between, whoever you may be. If you guys got out of it like a very recently, okay, recently, ugly relationship, and you're just not ready to be in another relationship, take time to heal. For you guys who are in a healthy relationship, and you guys just started. You guys are learning off of one another, okay? You guys are learning about your quirks and how they think and what they do and all that. Stinginess and possessiveness is what's causing the untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. Wisdom, patience, and diplomacy may help you guys, okay? The outcome. Hmm. Moving on and getting to a better place mentally. So let's get into it, okay? Okay, 7 spades, 4 of diamonds, King of heart, 6 of We have had the Six of Spades pop up twice. Yeah. It popped up in our last reading and now it's popping up again. All right. So here's the thing. With relationships, if it's untruthful, untrustworthy, and theft, okay? When it comes to partnership, I'm kind of like, okay, I have such a weird outlook on relationships. For the most part, I believe that you should be with somebody that treats you as an equal, okay? Because I talked to my mom about it, and I feel like my mom agreed. Because I was like, listen, if you're a smart person, okay, if you actually have like common sense, you're intelligent, you have a brain, okay? I know that kind of sounds like a dick thing to say, but it's true. If you have a brain and you're in a relationship, okay, ladies and guys, let's just say, for argument's sake, you ladies, right, are in a relationship with a guy. You guys have known each other for like 5 or so years. Everything is going good. They have a successful job. You're working as well. And together, you guys' income is really good. But something happens. He loses his job after 5 or 6 years of working and he gets sick, right? He has the common cold or he gets like malaria or something, right? You're okay. Some ladies leave this guy to get another one, right? But end up getting a joker, right? And this guy gets better. He's not with this lady anymore. He gets better. His malaria's gone away. He gets a new job. He builds himself up and he's now very successful. Along comes another queen. Okay. And he's still kind of scared that this one is going to be just like this one, right? His first relationship. And he takes his time with this. She seems very nice. She has a lot of money. She's financially stable. She does her own thing. Eventually, they get to know each other and they become together, right? And they get to grow and they thrive. And this person, again, he gets sick. Or, and she gets a little sick too, okay? He has now a flu and his job is kind of taking a long time. He's not losing his job, but he's not feeling very well. And so she's like, oh, what's wrong? He understands that this lady is different. And he says, hey, I'm not feeling very well. Do you mind? You can help me. She says, sure, I will help you. So she takes care of him. He gets better. His job starts to thrive. She's still working and she's making sure that whatever he can't do, she helps out. And whenever she gets sick, she's like, hey, babe, yeah, I'm not feeling very well. I'm very sick. My job is not working the way that I want. I may need to get another job. Don't worry about it. I got you. This is a relationship. Whether it is a king and a queen, whether it is these two, a king and a queen, right? Whether it is a queen and a queen, or a joker and a joker, okay? And before you all come to me being like, who's represented as the joker, I'm talking about sometimes fools fall in love, okay? And sometimes an abusive person thinks that, oh, this person looks good, so I'm going to go be with them. And this abusive person doesn't know that this is also a very toxic person. And they become in a relationship. And you know what we get? We get two jokers. However, this setup may be, whether it's queens, kings, and royals in betweens, whatever, okay? Relationships are not easy. My point in this story is that you're not supposed to go over there and have somebody that is not going to be there for you when things get bad. You should also understand that relationships are tricky, Okay. Sometimes we have a really nice lady who's with a very ugly guy. Sometimes it's a very ugly lady with another lady, or it's a very ugly person with another person. Okay. Sometimes the fools, the jokers, the abuse, and the toxicity that we have, right? Because this is the Joker of Hearts. This is like the card of being carefree, not being tied down, doing whatever I want when I want, not really focusing on other people's needs. I do me kind of thing. Okay. This is all about emotions and empathy. So it kind of plays on together with the story that I'm telling you about relationships. My point is that if you guys got out of an abusive relationship, take your time. If you guys are getting into a new relationship but you've been hurt in the past and you're taking it very slow, understand that they're not the same person, and there's a very strong possibility that it will work out. But again, when it comes to like the right person, right? The right person. You want to be with somebody who will love you. They won't love you for your money. They won't love you for your looks. They'll love you for your heart. Because a lady can get sick. She can get very sick. She can lose her job and she can get better and have as much money as she wants, right? And then the people who left her when she was sick may try to come back in again and be like, remember all those good times that we had? Listen, ladies, don't do it. Do not bring them back. Guys, I don't care how pretty she or he or they may be. Hey, remember all those good times before you got sick and I left you behind? Yeah, those good times. You know what? Let's get back. Let's reconnect, right? Let's get together. You need to be with people again who will love and support you. And you got to take time to get to know who you're being with, okay? Because you guys are going to be sharing a bed. You do not want to be sharing a bed with a snake. You don't want to go over there and share a bed with somebody who is going to go over there and manipulate you and abuse you. There are toxic women and men in this world, okay? Abuse is abuse, toxic is toxic, and it has no gender. Not all men are ugly, not all women are sweet, okay? Be careful who you connect with, guys, because when you get to have a family with them, and God help you guys who've had a family with somebody who's very abusive and toxic. You're a single mother, a single father, you're raising your kids, you have somebody new on the side coming into your life, and you're taking your chance, but at the same time, you're going slow. There's a lot of healing that requires getting out of a toxic relationship because there's always going to be that fear that this new person is just like the old person, that you're going to mess it up again. Look, they said they love you, but do they really? You know what you need to do? You need to test them. Go ahead and start something and see how they take in confrontation. Hmm. Oh, oh. Taking off my jacket. It's getting serious now. You know what I mean? Like, don't listen. If you've been hurt in a relationship and you're getting out of it, take time for yourself. Take time to lick your wounds and heal. Because not everybody's going to be like that toxic ex, that toxic husband, the toxic wife, the toxic abusive partner. They're not going to be like them. But if you rush into things and you don't heal, you're going to be risking yourself to get into another situation. Okay? And even if you did get a good person this time around, because you're hurt, because you're not healed, because you're not dealing with some things that are kind of getting in your way, right? You're going to put in all that anger, all that frustration on the new person instead of dealing with the fact that this old person is still fucking with you in your mind. Relationships are not easy. You guys are not perfect. I am not perfect. You have to ask yourself, is my imperfections okay? Is their imperfections something I can deal with? Are they kind, compassionate, loving? Is this somebody that is going to be my ride and die? If I'm going to be in a relationship with you, right? And I'm being so honest where I'm at right now. I will love you no matter what. Your bullshit is my bullshit. My bullshit is your bullshit. You're sick. I'll make you better. All right. You lost your job. Don't worry about it. Their loss, not yours. Let's go find another job. All right. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to be there by your side and I'm going to be loyal. But I expect you to be loyal and have my back and ride with me. I don't want you to be lying and telling me bullshit. You feel me? All right. So, like I was saying, be stingy and be possessive on who you're going to be in a relationship with, baby. Be cautious. Not everybody deserves your time. Save your money, okay? If you're dealing with a cheater and you haven't left them yet, sometimes, okay, because this is where it gets tricky. Sometimes you're stuck in a relationship and you can't leave. And sometimes it's like this person's cheating on you and you're cheating on this person. And maybe you guys are together, maybe you guys are married or whatever. And no one's leaving, right? Because nobody can leave because you guys are financially bound to each other. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm in a relationship with somebody right now, but we're just in an open relationship. This is why I really stress you guys to just take your time. If you are single and you want to be in a relationship with somebody this coming year, take your time, because this untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft, you've been hurt before. You've been burned before. You've been betrayed before when it comes to relationships, especially if it's like, I want to say it's probably going to be the same type of thing when I go into your family outlook, because it's creativity and charisma. So you're tapping into your charms and things. So maybe you have to play one face for another and then be yourself in another way. Like it's probably dicey. You can't be yourself around your relationship and your family. Um, you need to make sure that you're with somebody that will love you no matter what, will embrace you, and you guys are a good match for each other. Relationship takes time. You're going to learn each other. The first step is y'all gonna love each other. Y'all, oh my goodness, that's so cute. And then after all the cutesy bootsy things go away, now you're starting to see their flaws. They snort when they laugh. I laugh and I snort. I go, haha. Yeah, I do that. Um, that may be a pet peeve for some people. That may be very annoying. Like, oh wow, you sound like a motherfucking pig when you laugh. Like that's disgusting. I think it's cute, but like again, it may not be for everyone, right? Um, you're learning each other's mannerisms and stuff. You're also understanding that your personality is mixed with another person's personality, and you guys are gonna have to fuse. Okay, you want to make sure your relationship is a garnet, not a malachite. We do a lot of like Steven Universe video game and like Avatar: The Last Airbender references. I don't play video games, but I can get it a little better if somebody uses like, references from games, because that's how my mom used to show us how to do things. She'd be like, well, it's kind of like this. Life is a game. Sometimes you're going to have to repeat a few lessons to level up. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, that. Um, so be very stingy on who you spend your time with. Make sure that you take time for your connections. Be wise, patient, and diplomatic, and make sure that your partner is wise, patient, and diplomatic. You cannot be the only one putting on all the work. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces do not do all the work. Do not do all the work and then expect that being the relationship, okay? That's very cute. That's not how that works. We work together, okay? We work together. So when I'm saying work together, what I really mean is make sure that they're smart. You're not just some dummy. They use their mind, they take their time, they're patient, they take it easy, they have a calm mind and calm heart, and you guys can compromise. Compromising, again, doesn't mean that I am sacrificing all my love and all my time for other people. I'm not going to go over there and be like, you know what? They're always right and I'm always wrong. Nah, that's not a relationship. That's old mentality, bro. this old mentality. I'm not going to always be right. You feel me? My partner is not always wrong. There's times where I have to like own up as a lady, as a queen, and be like, you know what, bro? I apologize. I was wrong. All right. When I did this, this was some whole shit that I pulled, and I apologize. I'm going to do better. That was wrong of me. Let's try your idea, because you have to be able to listen to each other. You have to be able to respect each other's decisions and work on that way, right? And you got to make sure you have somebody in your life that's a partner that's going to bring you peace of mind. If they stress you out, if they don't respect you, if they're treating you bad, then they're not good for your mental health, and that's not good for the relationship. Okay. We're going to talk about your family now, and I'm going to get a bite to eat. Man, y'all are going to use a lot of wisdom, patience, and diplomacy. Shit. Okay. So here's the thing, your family outcome is all about creativity and charisma. So this is the card for like when it comes to creativity, thinking outside the box, okay? I'm a creative person by nature. That's just what life turned me into. The problem solver. If you guys are like that, then you'll understand what I'm saying, right? Like just because we have a problem doesn't mean we can't solve it. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Like Bob the Builder, bitch, bro. That's what I've turned into. Is just Bob the Builder, just fixing everything. Um, I mean, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I am a problem solver. Okay, I don't like having no solutions. I don't like dealing with people who are negative, like, oh man, there's nothing we listen, there's always a way. You just have to look at it in an angle. Okay, so creativity means that just because I have one problem doesn't mean that I have one solution. Okay, I have multiple solutions to solve this problem, and one solution can solve many problems. When you think like that, you're able to think outside the box, and you're able to overcome a lot of obstacles and problems and situations. Now, sometimes a problem is a problem and it is what it is. Like, listen, there's maybe no way to fix this, but we're just going to have to make the best with what we got, you know? So, okay. Anyways, charisma. Let's get into that. Charisma is just charm. And I know that there's some people that'll be like, oh my goodness, some people have it and some people don't. Listen, those are idiots. If you're one of them, I apologize. I'm not trying to be rude or nasty. I'm just saying that everybody, from babies to older people to tall, skinny, whatever you may be, right? Every queen, king, and royal in between has charisma, baby. You got it. Your charisma, your charm is just different, okay? It's what draws people to you. My personality draws people to me. Okay, I have a unique, quirky, weird personality. I kind of just blend in with different people, and the way that I view the world and the way that I see things is unique. So that uniqueness draws people to me. They're like, oh, you're weird, but you're cool weird, right? I like this quirky lady. I'm gonna go and listen to her or talk to her or whatever. Okay, before y'all thought I was not going to say my looks. There's always going to be somebody prettier and more sexier than me. Okay, I know I'm cute, but I always know there's just somebody out there a little bit more cuter. So personality though, there's no one like me. So maybe you're smart, maybe you're funny, maybe you're cute, maybe you're just like have that aura, like that power just to draw people to you, rally them, unite them. My brother has that. My younger brother has the ability to go into a room, and I may not know who my brother is, right? He speaks and he can rally people. Like he's just that natural, like charismatic guy that's like, yo, this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna do it. Let's do it, guys. And everyone's like, yeah. I don't know how he does it, but he does. All my siblings, man. I got like, counting myself, there's like five of us. I have an older sister, and then I have the second oldest, and then I have a sister, brother, and sister. So yeah, my poor brother, surrounded by sisters. That's hard. Um. Anyways, y'all don't really care about that. I know. But like everybody has their charms, everybody has their talents, okay? So don't go over there and believe people saying that you're not talented, you don't have any charisma. Eh, they don't have any brains, but you do have charisma, baby. Tap into your gifts. Use your gifts wisely, okay? Like Spider Man with Uncle Ben. With great power comes great responsibility. Use your charisma wisely. Don't go over there and be like, a dick and be just kind of like, because I'm this, I can do whatever I want. No. Now, if you're going to have to do that, have a good reason for it at least. Jesus, we have enough madness. We don't need any more. So, standing up for what you believe in and fighting for your cause is why we're using creativity and charisma for family. Okay. Mind you, this was also the main theme for this year, 2025. This is what we're bringing in for 2026. Juggling resources and waiting on results. Some of you guys are possibly like, here's the thing, some of y'all may be living with your family, and some of your family members may not be the most nicest people to deal with. And because you can't live on your own, or like you're kind of just stuck with them, right? And I know, like, I'm just gonna say, I know a few of you guys who are doing that right now, and this kind of like ties into a bit of what you're going through in the now moment. So this is probably going to be something that's been carrying on from like this year, that's going to be kind of snooked up and put into 2026. All right. So yeah, like I was saying, if you're trying to save money, right, you're juggling a lot of resources, you're trying to find something to fall in place. It's like putting my eggs in more than one basket, and whichever eggs, gets more or whatever, then that's the basket I'm going for. Some of us are living with our parents, our families, our friends. It's not really working the way that we want. We're noticing that their relationships are kind of fake and unrealistic, and it's stressful, but we can't go anywhere because we have to save. Make sure that you're saving your money. And if you can get out of that relationship where you're not staying with them, you can stay with like a friend that you trust, or maybe, I don't know if they have shelters anymore. Back in the day, they used to have shelters that you could go to, and like they had workshops. So they teach you how to like do certain jobs like text, like typing, right? You could be a secretary, you could do maybe coding and computering, you could be a teacher, you could do construction, welding, and stuff of that nature, because they had like little workshops and work courses, right? I don't know if they still have those. I think some of you guys have those and some of you guys don't. But if you can get out of it, great. If you can't, just make sure that you don't tell them all that you're planning. Okay? Try to exclude yourself from that. Try not to spend as much time with the toxic family members. Now, if you're staying with your family and they're actually really nice people and they're not stressful or toxic, that's okay. Don't feel bad that you have to start over again. Okay? Sometimes we have to start again. I know that I've started like thousands of times over and over and over again, and it was annoying, but it allowed me to build up. Okay? It's okay. I think that you guys may be dealing with like an emotional shift, if that makes sense. Because like when I was doing this reading, like again, I read like up to like July, August, and September. So I finished all this area and I just kind of finished and went to that month. It was like December and all of them that I didn't get to see. And what I could tell that I see from y'all's reading is just kind of like there is a lot of feelings that are going to be kind of tested this coming year. And I think it's just going to be kind of like the old you, okay? The old you that was a people pleaser, the one that really didn't take care of themselves, the one that was kind of like, oh, you know what? No, I don't want to be like that. No, 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 no. Baby, you are going to be strong. This coming year is going to make you strong, and you are going to go through some emotions. I am not saying this to scare you. I'm just saying that I think you're going to be grieving about people that didn't work out, the old you that you kind of miss. But the new you doesn't mean that you don't have the old you. It just means that there's some pieces from the old you that wasn't working. It had its time. Now we're letting go of that old stuff and we're making ourselves into something new. Shifting and changing is painful in an emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual way because we're getting into something that we're not used to. We're becoming something that's new and we don't know where that's going to lead us. And that can be kind of scary. Change can be kind of frightening, you know what I mean? So we're going to be wise, patient, and diplomatic. Again, this card has popped up for your love life. It has popped up for the theme of 2025, and it has popped up now. Okay. So we're going to be wise, patient, and diplomatic on how we treat our families and who's our people and who is not. If there are people, they're kind and trustworthy and they're there for us, we're going to stick with them. We are not going to waste our time with people that don't make any sense. We are going to stand up for what we believe in, okay? Just because we're being polite doesn't mean that we can't tell people to like buzz off. Like, here's the thing, there's some people that were supposed to be in my tribe, right? In my group, in my family, my friends, in my closest circle. And they have proved themselves that they're not capable of that, or that like I just can't trust them anymore. They're two-sided, they're fake, they're dangerous, and they're deceitful. So it's okay to cut people off that are worth it. Like, listen, if they're not healthy, they're doing a lot of damage, they're hurting you more than helping you, they're not worth your time. And you don't have to feel guilty trying to keep everybody who's not worth it. Because at some point in time, especially this coming year, you are going to be pushed to let go of people who are not worth it and to keep people who are, and to surround yourself with people that bring you together. Like, they support you, they lift you up, they are there for you, you're supporting each other, you're loving one another, kind of thing. You feel me? All right. And juggling resources and waiting on results. Make sure that you plan and prepare yourself a little better. Okay? Don't just try to go around and be impulsive. Know what you're getting into, plan and prepare. Let's get into your friendship. Your friendship is all about emotions and empathy. So this is kind of like you have people that are compassionate to you as well as compassionate to themselves. You're understanding how you feel and you're honoring that, as well as you're being able to love and be compassionate to other people. So, oh shit, that's a lot of cards. It's a lot of reasons now. Okay. So what's the cause? Mm. Untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. This is why we're having emotions and empathy. Remind you guys, this is the same thing that popped up for your relationships. So, okay. The past. This is the first card that I saw that kind of flipped out. So, nostalgia, childhood, and old friends. The past card. Stinginess and possessiveness. Okay. So, again, we're pulling out your outcome for friendship, which is represented as emotions and empathy. What is causing the emotions and empathy is due to untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. So, people who've taken advantage of you, lied to you, and robbed you of time, energy, and effort, right? This is why we want an emotional and empathetic friend, because I feel like if that's the case, because here's the thing, I have like my best friend, right? She's a Scorpio and she's like the most down to earth person ever. Okay, she's very honest, she's very empathetic and understanding, and she's just like the goat. I'll be honest with you, my friend is the motherfucking goat. I also have like an acquaintance and friend that is also a Pisces. Okay, and she's also the goat. Like, you guys are just, my brother's a Cancer, so like I can just say off of like my experience with the water signs personally, I don't see you guys being nasty. I mean, for the most part, like I'm sure there's like some like, kind of unhealed Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces out there being like, nah, I've tried to be nice once, it didn't work. So you know what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be a menace. I'm gonna be a motherfucking menace. I am going to be the baddest of the bad. Okay, I'm gonna do what I want when I want to do it, and people don't like a tough cookies hard milk, like tough titty. Okay, I do what I want. I'm not going to be the nice one anymore. Empathies and emotions are for the weak. Empathy and emotions is for the strong. Why do I say it's strong? Because it takes a lot for you to go through hell and still choose kindness. It takes a lot for you to be betrayed and, mistreated and still choose compassion, still choose empathy. And if you're going to be with a friend that is not trustworthy, they're using and abusing you. There's somebody that may be cheating and lying and deceiving you. They smile to your face and they talk shit behind your back, right? That's not what you need in a friend. I don't care if you guys known each other all your life or if you known each other for a few months. You deserve Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Y'all deserve people who give what you give. Y'all give out 1010%, baby. That means I have to and they have to give you that amount back. Friends don't lie to each other. Friends don't deceive and manipulate one another. Friends don't go over there and take other friends' monies and say that they're going to pay them back and don't. Or cheat on them with their significant others and partners. Friends are people that will lift you up, that will correct you when you're doing something dumb, will laugh with you and make you feel safe and comforted and loved and admired. That's what a friend is. This is not a friend. This is a threat. This is a problem. Untruthfulness, you're not being honest with me. Untrustworthy, I cannot trust you. I cannot depend on you. If I cannot depend and trust my friend, then you are not my friend. You're not even an acquaintance. You're just somebody who's trying to weasel in, take my things, and use and abuse me. I'm too old, bro. I'm too old. I know that 30 years is not old, but like when I say that I'm too old for certain things, I'm too old to be dealing with stupid shit. I'm sorry. I don't have the patience. I don't have the temperance. So like if it doesn't make sense, why are we doing it? Because the old me used to entertain that. I used to be so like such a people pleaser. And now that I'm not a people pleaser anymore, I'm just like, you know what? This don't make no sense. Why are we doing these dumb things? If you're supposed to be my buddy, you're supposed to be my ride and die. Why are you deceiving me? Why are you stabbing me in my back? And then you're laughing, being like, it's just a joke. I just wanted to see your reaction. I hate people like that. Real talk, no cap on business. I hate people like that because I've dealt with those people before and they've really fucked me over. Okay? If you cannot trust your friend, if they're showing you signs of being two-faced and deceitful, trust what you see. Trust what you see. Cut them off. Cut them off. They're gonna go there and be like, oh, You used to be nice. Ah, I used to be a kiss up. I used to be a people pleaser. Hello. This is the new me. The old me died. RIP to past me. But this is the present. This is the future that you see. So if you're not going to treat me with respect and kindness, get out. Bust a move. Get to stepping. Leave. Don't let the door hit you where the cosmic flow put you. You know what I mean? Have that mentality because you deserve good friends. You deserve kind family members. You deserve a loving relationship. You are not here to entertain bullshit. Okay? You deserve the best. Period. Okay? On point. Period. Now, nostalgia, childhood, and old friends. It's something that may help you guys with the deceitfulness and untruthfulness. I would say when it comes to the past in this way, our past is a teacher, okay? Think about the Lion King when Rafiki tells Simba, like older Simba, right? That yeah, the past hurts, but living in it is just as worse. Now it's not the word for word, but it's around the same thing, right? If I go over there and try to live in the past, I'm not gonna go anywhere. We are linear creatures. Okay, I learned this term off of D Space Nine, Star Trek. Yes, I'm a nerd. It's from the 90s one, the one from like 1994 ish or like 93, right? Yeah. And Cisco tells the the prophets, right? Because they're in Bajor, sorry. It's a planet. It has been ruled and dictated by the Kardashians, not the Kardashians that you guys know, not the Kim and all that Kardashians, like the race Kardashians. And they're under like a whole dictatorial leadership thing. The Federation kicked them out, and a wormhole opened, right? They're going in space, and somehow they got sucked into a wormhole. And the wormhole was created by the prophets, which is what the Bajorians believe in, okay? And so they were trying to understand Cisco, right? Captain Cisco. They're like, what are you, right? What is this time you're to speak of? What is this past, present, future kind of thing? And he explains to them, he's like, well, I'm a human and we live in linear time, okay? For the prophets, right? They don't have linear time. They're not tied to that concept, that idea that I wouldn't say that that time is an idea, but an element, okay? They're not tied to it. There's no past, present, future. It's just is. Everything is. They use memories off of others to like how you say to interact with them, okay? What does this have to do with the past? Promise you, there's a reason why I'm telling you the story, okay? Have faith in me. We are linear creatures and we live in linear time. That means we constantly go through past, present, and future. 2 hours ago was the past. Right now is the present. And maybe 30 minutes from now will be in the future, right? A lot of us try to live in the past, avoid the present, and fear the future, right? So we're living the past, trying to make it into the present, and we're afraid of the future. That's not how it works. Past is a teacher, and the present is a blessing, okay? So life is full of blessing and blessings. And with our lessons, we learn from our past experience, right? I learned that if I touch the stove while the stove is on, my hands are going to get burned. I learned that there's some people that use kindness as a form of manipulation. It doesn't mean that all kind people are very bad. It just means that some people, their actions don't really match what they're saying, right? And I've learned through experience that that's a possibility. And it's okay. I've also learned that, hey, these are things that I'm really good at. And then when I see something that I've already gone through, I'm like, okay, well, given the experience, this is how to handle that. That's a lesson. If you don't learn from your lessons, especially your past lessons, you are doomed to repeat it. This is even proven in a larger scale of life. Like, have you not seen history right now? The history that we're living in, right now, right here. we've gone through the quarantine of 2020, right? Like COVID-19, which was like the ending of 19, the beginning of 2020. It's almost not the same, but they had an outbreak in the 19th century about the Spanish flu. That was around like 1914, and it lasted up to like 1920-ish, right? Give or take, maybe a little less than that time, but that was something that broken up. Then back in the 1800s, they had the plague and things, right? History repeats itself. If it is not learned, it would be doomed to repeating it. We're having World War III. We're having, corrupted politicians and things that are oppressing people and things of that nature. This is something that's been going on since the dawn of time. And because nobody has learned from the past, and not everybody was willing to listen to the past, so that way they can avoid having the same thing happen in their present time. Okay? This is not something that's been going on just for like, oh wow, this is new. This has been going on for eons. Okay? People who do not learn their history and do not learn from the past are doomed to repeat it over and over and over again until it is nipped in the bud and taken care of, right? Now, again, for your friendship, make sure that you learn from your past experiences and don't try to bring somebody. Like, here's the thing: if you're friends with somebody in the past, right, you guys known each other for a long time, it's not really working. Don't try to believe that they're the same person they were. They're different. People change. I'm not the same person I used to be when I was like 15, and I'm not the same person I used to be when I was 5, right? I changed, I evolved and grew and adapted, and I'm trying to be a healthier, happier version of myself every day. I'm also trying to be compassionate, understanding to you guys, right? So at the end of the day, be very stingy and possessive about who you hang out with, who you spend your time with, who respects your stuff, who's not using you for money, and who is not trying to control you. People are not meant to be controlled. I'm not going to ever be in a relationship or like be a partner to somebody where I'm just controlling them. Like, you do as I say when I say it, right? If I say jump, you say how high. And if I say jump 4,000 feet, you better jump 8,000, right? You better double in steps. That's not life. And that's not something I want for me. So I don't want to be doing that to somebody else. You know what I mean? So be picky on your friends. Make sure you have somebody that's intelligent, somebody that gives you just as much compassion as you give out, right? And don't feel bad to take your time. Okay? Again, 2026 isn't something that you're going to be losing everything. You're just losing things that don't make sense anymore. You want the new stuff, right? Well, you got to make room. So you have to get rid of old things that are no longer serving you anymore. If they don't serve you anymore, bye bye. Peace out. Peace, love, and deuces, bro. We're 5,000 Audi. We're not going to be here doing the same thing. Now, I apologize. I'm eating while I'm doing these videos. So I'm not being very classy or sassy. Anywho, we're talking about how you guys see yourself for 2026, your spiritual outlook. Spiritual growth and satisfaction is what you guys are going to be tapping into. Okay? So what's up with that? Why? Okay. Oh, okay. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, my nasal is so bad. Yeah. So, the reason why we're doing spiritual growth and satisfaction is because of unreliability. I'm sorry, not unreliability, romance, childishness, and irresponsibility. Again, the Joker of Hearts is all about being carefree, not tied down, doing what I want, living my best life, kind of thing, right? Like, hey, yo, that's really sweet, but we're not going to be. I'm not somebody you can rely on entirely. I'm just somebody that wants to have fun. I want to live my life and enjoy it, kind of thing. That's what the card means. So, due to this energy, we are doing spiritual growth and satisfaction. This is the same card that's popped up for your spiritual outlook. This card has popped up now like 3 times, okay? It came forth on your job. I guess it's only one time and it came up through here. Okay. So for the queen, sorry. Oh, Jesus. We didn't even do the kings. King and queen. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just gonna have to pull them out another time. Okay. So let me just go over there and have it like this. Joker of Hearts, Nine of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds. I'm trying to make sure that I write down the extra cards that I'm pulling out so I can do it again for the Spanish readings. I'm trying to get the English ones out of the way, so it's a lot faster for me to do that. Hopefully, by this coming week, we will be doing that, and I'll also be finishing up the October readings. I'm sorry, I know we're like well into November, and we haven't done those yet. I know, I know, I'm aware. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, we're doing spiritual growth and satisfaction because we're trying to be carefree. I think the thing is, okay. I want to say that with your spiritual growth, right, and what you're balancing is you want to be having fun, but you also want to be able to work hard because you're balancing being carefree and being dependable and practical, which is what your outlook for your job is, and it's also the one that the Nine of Hearts kind of popped out in, right? So your job is going to tie into a lot of you trying to balance it, and you want to have fun, but you also want to be able to work hard. It's okay to work hard and take a break, okay? Like I took about a week. I have some personal things that I had to deal with, and now I'm a little bit more back on, okay? I'm doing videos hopefully a little bit more consistently than I have been. And I wouldn't say that. Okay. When it comes to work, okay? Yes, you need to be hardworking. Yes, you need to go over there and put your time, effort, and energy into make sure that you're getting things done. No, your life is not about working. I have worked the dead man shifts, okay? And when I say the dead man shifts, I mean like 24/7, 365. And I do mean that like all year long, okay? All year long. And when I got like to be out of work, right? I would get like maybe a half day. So within a year, I would have maybe 20 days off in the time period of a whole year. And I didn't take a vacation until like 10 years later or something like that. Um, I had like 5 different houses that I needed to take care of. I used to do healthcare. Okay, so I was like a nurse, or just I was a health giver, a health caretaker. Okay, that's what I was. I was a caretaker, and it was a nice job. I really liked it. I enjoyed helping people and spoiling others. Like I got to hang out with a lot of like senior citizens, which is super freaking fun because I like how sassy they are. Like I like how the older you get, the more you just got like the way that you carry yourself is like what's going on, right? You're smart, but you're also very sassy and you have jokes. Like you have very like quick wits kind of things, and I appreciate that. But I worked like 5 different houses for a long time. Sometimes it was months on end, right, with one person, and sometimes it was like 5 different people and all that things. I regret not enjoying myself in my youth, like when I was in my 20s. And I kind of started enjoying myself like when I got like 20, 28 ish, 29. And I had some good times, like when I was like, 24 and 25, but I worked all the time. I didn't even take time to go to my doctor appointments for my eyes and things because I was just working all the time. You cannot be dedicating your life to work. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say at the bottom line. Don't go over there and kill yourself to work all the time. Have time to work and then have time to play. Work hard, play harder. Okay, enjoy your life. Your life is not about going to your 9 to 5s and never having a life. You have off days, enjoy them. Take time, see things. Okay, travel. Be dependable and hardworking for yourself. Be reliable and practical for yourself as well as for others. And don't forget to have fun. That's your spiritual growth. That's your balance that you're trying to find. My dutiful things where I'm just working hard and doing my stuff, and I'm having fun and enjoying myself. Just because you're not working as much as you want, just because maybe you feel like you should be more productive, listen, if you work without rest, you're going to break yourself. You're going to fuck up your mind. You're going to fuck up your heart. You're going to fuck up your spirit and your emotions. I know this from experience because I've done it. I've pushed myself and sacrificed myself and did my duty to work all day. Not only for me, I was providing for family, right? I was helping my family out like all of us do. And I didn't go to my doctor appointments. I didn't check on my mental and emotional well being. I just sacrificed it all and I worked all the time. And I feel like there's a lot of anger towards that. I feel sometimes like I feel like I missed out a lot because I was working instead of living my life and enjoying myself because I was just so busy having to, I have to do this one. This is what everybody expects me to do. I have to be this way. And it builds up some resentment. It builds up some type of hate, man, because like I didn't enjoy anything. I was just working all the time. And don't get me wrong, I loved my job. I did. I loved being a healthcare worker. It was beautiful. The family members that I got to hang out with were so nice and down to earth. But I didn't take any time for me. And even when I did have time for me, I was always doing other things. Like I was always working, right? So balance your work and balance your personal life. Make sure you're having both of them satisfied. Okay? Now, we are going to be getting into January, February, and March, buttercups. Sip my tea. Okay. I finally have candy, so I have a lollipop. Okay. So, January, February, March, guys, for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio is all about family contentment and joy. Okay. This is about people that you consider to be your family, your loved ones, who brings you joy and happiness, as well as brings you contentment, peace of mind. Now, this is because of spiritual growth and satisfaction. Again, we just got out of this. So, this is going to be a major factor in y'all's year for 2026. For spiritual growth and satisfaction, we're going to learn about how to balance our work life, our personal life, embrace our shadow and our light, right? And find happiness in the little things. Today is a good day. It's sunny. You get to go out, right? You get to have air in your lungs. You have people that care about you. Look how far you've made it, okay? Like, look back and think the beginning of this year versus right now. You have made it really fucking far, okay? Yeah. Sorry, I have a sweet tooth. But like I said, you made it really far this year. You keep on coming and you're going, right? So if you made it this far, see how far you could go. Enjoy the little things. Don't put happiness and money in houses and cars because, again, money can burn down, cars can get stolen, houses can get destroyed. Put satisfaction and happiness in, the more temporary things, the day, the memories, right? Memories last forever. Good or bad, the memories last for like ever, man. Lasted for lifetimes. Now, we're going to be talking also about organization and moving quickly. So, because we're doing spiritual growth and satisfaction, being organized and being able to make plans and act on them will also help us feel more balanced with our light and our shadow. Okay. This is actually the first time that this one's actually popped out. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, guys. I know that I'm apologizing quite a bit. I just have to write down um, these things. So, yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, spiritual growth and satisfaction is why we're having family contentment and joy for January, February, and March. Okay, this is the theme for the first 3 months of 2026. We are going to be focusing on what balances us, what helps us feel happy and peace. Okay, satisfaction again is all about finding happiness in the small things. Today's a good day, right? If it's sunny outside, you can take a walk. If it's raining, that means things are growing. You get to have a peaceful day in or just go out in the rain. If it's windy, you can fly kites and things. You can take a walk. You can see nature. You can enjoy the sunrise and the sunset, and you can talk to the moon and talk to the sun, and you can try new things each and every day. You can learn a new talent every day. You have air in your lungs. You have a heart that's beating. You get to see and do new things each and every day. Every day that you get to wake up is a new opportunity. And that's something that we should be happy and grateful for. Mindfulness and gratefulness, again, it's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to say it because this kind of ties into January, February, March in a way, but I feel like you guys are going to get the Nine of Hearts put in a lot more. It's been like 5 or so times that it's popped up. Okay, so this is a major card for y'all's reading for next year. It is important to not try to compete with other people and understand that everybody's on their different level. At the same time, life is what you make it. Okay, life is what you make it and life is what you get. Sometimes you get dealt with really nice cards and it's gravy, baby, right? Everything is aces. It's on cloud 9 and 10, and it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's simple. There's nothing crazy going on. Everything is just easy. Sometimes, a lot of times, right? Um, it's not easy. It's not simple. It's hectic. It's messy. It's loud. It's ugly and raw, and you don't know what the fuck is going on, but you're trying, right? You're just here trying your best. Um, Jesus, I don't know what I was trying to say. I lost what I was going to say. Let me try it again. Okay, so for January, February, March, the theme is about family, peace of mind, and joy. Whoever brings you peace of mind also helps you with your spiritual growth. It doesn't make you feel like you have to choose two sides. And peace of mind also means that you're balanced, okay? Be organized, write things down, set up alarms. I've been saying this like for hours now. Okay? Set up alarms, write things down, make sure you're organized. And if you pass something that you're planning, do it. Don't twiddle your thumbs, don't wait. ABC equals 1, 2, 3. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. Okay? Competition and disagreement. Competition and disagreement is the same outlook for December. Okay, so October, November, and December is also going to be the theme of competition and disagreement. What is that? Competition should be a fun game. My mom used to use competition to make us drink water. Okay, if you have kids, if you have nieces and nephews, or if you remember whenever you're a child, drinking water wasn't an easy thing for a kid to do. We like juice, we like soda, we like, shakes and things, and that's great. It's awesome to have those kinds of flavors and drinks and all, but water keeps you hydrated. So what she used to do was we drink water bottles, right? She'd be like, if you guys finish this water bottle faster than me, y'all can get 2 extra scoops of ice cream. We can go to the mall. We can go to the park tomorrow, right? But you're going to have to drink all this water. So let's see. Can you drink 2 bottles of water faster than me? On your mark, get ready, go, right? And it would be a fun game. She'd always make things really fun when we needed to do something. So um, who can go over there and put the towels up faster, right? Or let's go outside, let's spell, right? Let's do some homework, but we're gonna play outside while we're doing it, okay? Now, if you can focus and do it that way, then we'll keep on going. It was always a fun game with her. She always made things like really entertaining and super cool. And I still appreciate my mom for being like, that person that's just like, okay, this is a problem. Let's make it into a game, right? She was like the game master. Um, Anyways, when it's a game, it's great. But sometimes competition turns into a disagreement because we're out here competing with people who are not on our level. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, when we're competing with people who are not at our level, we feel like we have to be the best. And sometimes we compete with people who are, like, here's the thing, we compete with people who don't even know we're competing with them. Like I mentioned in this video before, I have siblings. I have 5, counting me. Okay. All my siblings have something that I want. Some of them are married, some of them have, fur babies and kids and whatever. Some of them have new opportunities and jobs and stuff of that nature. And they just get to do a lot of things. That doesn't mean just because I get a little jealous of them that I don't want them to be happy. Of course, I want them to be happy. But last year, this was a big one because my mom was telling me about it. She was like, I want you to understand, your siblings worked really hard to get what they're at, okay? They're ready for this. They're ready for that new chapter in their life. But if you got married, right? If you had kids, you got married, and you had all the things that they're happening, would you be ready? I wouldn't be ready if I was married right now. Well, why would you be ready? You want it, right? So why can't you have it right now? And I'd be like, Mom, because I just don't have the means. I don't have the financial means. I don't want to get married and not be financially stable. I want to be able to build my business up first, right? And she's like, okay, well, what about kids? You want kids, you're kind of jealous that some of them have that, right? I'm like, well, yeah, I am, but I mean, again, I don't have the means. I don't have like the money and the financial stability right now to like pay for my kids' diapers and get my kid formula and like just have time for those things. And she's like, you see my point, right? My point is that right now they're ready for it because they're prepared. This their thing. But you're not ready for it because you're not at that level. You're not at their, you're at 150, they're at 200. You have to level up before you get there. You're trying to compete at 200 when you can only go to 150. Okay? And the thing is, my siblings didn't even know that I'm competing with them. And when I thought about it, I felt really silly because I was like, man, that's kind of stupid. Like, like, shit, maybe I should try something else. Okay, you're not, like, here's the thing, it's not that you're never going to get what you want, honey. It just means that right now you're leveling up. The door that you're trying to kick down may not open right now. It may not be ready right now, but it's coming. Okay. Okay. Make sure that for January, February, March, okay, for those 3 months, focus on who's really your family, who's really out there supporting you, and who doesn't make you feel like you have to compete or overdo whatever. Now we're going to talk about resentment and a turning point. This is for March, April, May, and June. So April, May, and June, the main theme is resentment and a turning point. So we're going to be dealing with some people that we don't like, situations that don't bring us peace, and it's going to leave us a little bit bitter. Okay? Hmm. Okay. Okay. Sitting down in one area, man, I got to stretch. Okay. So, hard work and reliability is why we're having resentment for April, May, and June. Okay. So, I think the resentment is coming from people who are not being very working. Like, here's the thing. Again, all right, and I'm going to repeat myself a lot when I'm doing these year readings because a lot of things are going to come back. It's going to come back over and over and over again, and you're going to be super annoyed by hearing the same thing. You got to make sure that whatever you put out, you get back. Okay, so if I'm in a relationship with somebody, whatever I put out, I want it back. If I'm giving you compassion, understanding, love, and empathy and things, if I'm working hard, if I'm being reliable to you, I want it back. I want you to be hardworking and reliable for me. Make sure that those three, right, for April, May, and June, make sure that whatever you're doing, it's working. Okay, it works for you. It's dependable and reliable for you. You can be able to fall back and know that it will catch you. This goes as people, this goes as jobs, this goes as situations and things. Okay, we cannot go around and just be hardworking and reliable to other people and forget to be hardworking and reliable for ourselves. Stinginess and possessiveness. This goes in for being stingy and possessive of money, stingy and possessive of things, stingy and possessive of people, and stingy and possessive of our time. Okay? So, yeah. I'm gonna be right back, guys. So, I don't know how to pause it. So, yeah, I'll just be right back. Okay? Okay. Sorry guys to make you wait. I'm back. I haven't learned how to pause the lives yet, so sorry about that. So like I was saying, yeah, make sure that you are sticking with people who will work for you. Okay, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Make sure that whatever I'm giving out is coming back. If I'm giving you time, energy, and effort, you're giving me time, energy, and effort. If I'm making sure that I'm taking time for you, you take time for me. Don't be with people who take advantage of you, make you overwork, make you too much. You know, they're controlling and stingy and possessive. Don't deal with it. At the same time, make sure that you go in with a team. Because I think the resentment and a turning point is like the resentment and anger of doing things on your own, right? And kind of being overwhelmed and bombarded. At the same time of how people in the past may have not given you, like, here's the thing. I don't think you guys are just not asking for help just to not ask for help. I think past experiences have taught you that when you ask for help, a lot of people are not willing to help you. So you have to do everything on your own, right? Yeah, that's not something you should be relying on. There are people that can help you. Make sure that you use teamwork. I'm sorry. Make sure that you use teamwork with people who are hardworking and reliable, who are not going to try to control you every step of the way. Okay? Because if they can't do teamwork, they're not lightening the load, and you're end up having to do everything by yourself and all that, right? And you're just kind of like overwhelmed and bombarded. This is going to cause you to have a lot of resentment for April, May, June. Okay? Don't do it. We're going to get into now July, August, and September, which is represented by the Four of Hearts. So hold on. I write down the cards that fell out. Okay. So for July, August, and September, this main theme for those months is going to be empathy and turning inward. Okay. So just for us to like brief up, the first 3 months of 2026, January through March, family, contentment, and joy. We're sticking with people that bring us together, make us happy, are there for us. But we also need people who are going to be able to work hard, use teamwork, and not be controlling. Because if they are these things, this is going to be a lot of resentment for April, May, and June. Now we're going into July, August, and September. Empathy and turning inward. So, what the fuck is empathy, right? What's that about? Empathy is a defense mechanism. Okay. There's empathy, where we have empathy with EM, okay? Empathy with AM. So when we're being empathetic, we are being compassionate, understanding, and we're tapping into our emotional side. When it comes to empathy and being empathetic, we are shutting off, okay? I'm not I don't feel anything. I don't think anything. I have nothing to give. My mind, my heart, and my body is just, it's empty. It's numb. It has nothing left. I've gotten all that I could do and I'm just over it, right? I'm not allowing my body and my heart and my mind to feel anything. And it's a defense mechanism because, like, when you're overwhelmed, when you're stressed out, when you're exhausted and can't do it anymore, your body goes on autopilot, okay? Have you ever been with people, and I know I've said these words before, I have nothing left to give, I feel nothing, I am nothing. It's just, I don't know, man. How do you feel? I feel empty inside. I feel dead inside, okay? That's a real thing. You're not going crazy if you're not feeling anything and you're not thinking anything and you're not having anything. It's just empathy. It's your way of your body helping you to shut things down. You're going to be an autopilot, so you're in the passenger seat, but you're not technically riding the car. Okay, you're going through things automatically. Like, I go to work, I smile, I'm like, oh my goodness, have a great day. But deep down inside, I just feel like, right? We've all been there. It's okay. It's a sign of emotional, mental um problems. Okay, so issues that may be coming in is mental and emotional problems. The reason why it's emotional problem is because you're not allowing yourself to feel anything. You're not allowing yourself to grieve. You're not allowing yourself to smile. You're not allowing yourself to feel sad or angry or mad. You're just kind of like blocked it all away and shut it off. So, because your body's overwhelmed and anxious and nervous, it can't handle all those emotions at once. It can't handle all those thoughts at once. It can't handle all the actions at once. So, it takes you out. You look at it, and it's supposed to give you time to be like, okay, well, this has been really bothering me. Let's look into this thing. Okay, we felt what we needed to feel about then. Let's go for this one now. To take it one step at a time. It's an addicting feeling. I used to be able to like shut my emotions off whenever I want. And I would get really scared because, like, in my heart of hearts, right? In my heart of hearts, I felt like I was going crazy because I was like, isn't that what serial killers do, right? Don't they just shut off everything? Don't they have the ability to care or something like that? Does that make me a serial killer? Am I just going to be a monster? And nobody really talked to me about empathy. I learned about what empathy was off of witchcraft, okay? Like, I'm not even saying this to be mean. I chose witchcraft because witchcraft went over there and helped me heal from things that I didn't think I could heal from. And it taught me about empathy. I also talked to a lady who was giving me a ride in Uber. Bless her heart. Very sweet lady, super down to earth. And I was talking to her about it, and she's like, honey, you're not going crazy. That's empathy. Empathy is like, when you can't feel and think and do anything anymore, and you feel very hollow, empty, and numb because you're so overwhelmed and exhausted from it all that your body just kind of does autopilot. You can turn your empathy on and off. You can. Um, but it's a scary thing to do. And I didn't know that, like, I'm struggling with depression and anxiety, and due to my glaucoma being the way that it was, it's gotten a whole lot better. um but like when it was going really bad, it was taking a lot out of my mental and emotional well-being and physical well-being. It's just kind of like, of all angles, I was being attacked. So July, August, and September are going to mainly kind of be showing you where you need to work so that way you don't need to feel that way. Like, there is a way to help you feel less empathetic, less numb, less hollow. And also advise, okay, go to counseling. I do counseling. I'm not a certified counselor. It's $6 a week, $20 a month, okay? And it's like 120 a year, but I do offer counseling. I do try 7 cups of tea. The thing about 7 cups of tea is that, yes, it can be free, but like getting somebody to talk to you can be kind of hard, and the connections can be kind of weird. But 7 cups of tea is another way to go. There are also, like, if you guys are in an area or a place that offers like support grouping, right? Like counseling, um what is it? It's a word for it. It's a word for it. It's like community counseling and things of that nature, where you can go to your nearby community and ask if there's any like support groups and things that you can actually go to. And it'll be like people who are in a similar boat or situation as you, and y'all can sit down and talk to it, to each other. If y'all don't want to do group therapy, that's okay. There are also like counselors that have a like it's where you can get your one-on-one counseling without having to pay so much money. It's community counseling. You can do that. You can write it down. I used to draw about how I feel, and then like, if it was really angry, maybe I'd burn the picture or something. And I know that kind of sounds silly, but like I put it all on paper, and then when I burn it, I imagine it just kind of like taking it all away, and now it doesn't exist anymore because I put it out and I let it go, and now it's in flames. Okay, you can do exercises, you can walk, you can talk to yourself. I mean, I would advise not doing it in front of people because, again, not everybody is comfortable with all of us doing that. But like, there's ways, there's tips and tricks to feel less restricted. You can use self help books. I prefer to do like YouTube, or like look at other people who are in a similar boat, because they have counselors that do their own YouTube channel, and they're very like empathetic and kind, and you kind of feel like they're talking to you. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, attention to detail, focus, and practice is what's causing you to have empathy, feeling overwhelmed and bombarded. Time, energy, and effort is a very important thing. Make sure that you're using your time, energy, and effort wisely. Miscommunication and misunderstanding is going to be something that you guys need to work on, okay? Because your biggest problem for this coming year of 2026 is togetherness. It's friendship, it's joy and company, it's celebration. So this card is a together card. It's about people who lift you up, celebrate you, and you're there with them and everything's okay, right? And how to help you with that is the miscommunication, misunderstanding. Express yourself. Express yourself and communicate. Use your words. Use your words. If you're not comfortable with something, say it. If you want something, say it. If something doesn't make any sense, say it. Ask questions. Now, some people, when it comes to communication, okay, because there's going to be like lots of ways of communicating, we tackle three. Some people, you can communicate with them, they talk to you back, everything's okay, it's healthy, right? It's all good. They'll listen to you, you listen to them, it's gravy. Some people don't give a fuck. They do not care. They're not going to give you any time or energy and effort. They're going to be like, oh, that's cute, but I don't really give a care what you have to say. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's all going to work out. You do as I say, you do what I want. You know, some people either ignore you purposefully or just try to overtalk you and try to control you or try to control the conversation and narrative. Um, Another thing is that some people don't understand. Okay, like when my sister talks to me, because of how like all our ages are a little different, right? It's kind of like the oldest is like 30 something, I'm 30 years old, and the youngest is like in their teens, okay? So how we talk to each other, how we communicate is a little different. It's a little out there, right? And I try to take time to talk to them, and they have to be patient with me. Sometimes you need to just try to take time, be patient to talk to each other and have a straight up conversation and stuff. Now, while you're working on your communication, be yourself, guys. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, be yourself. The right people will come to you. If you pretend to be somebody else, then it's not really going to work for you. Now, when I say be yourself, I'm not saying go over there and let your intrusive thoughts win. No, I'm saying like if you be your authentic self, okay? Be your true version, because your true version will connect with people who are supposed to be around you. At the end of the day, teamwork is going to make you feel less overwhelmed and stressed. Make sure that you ask people for help. Make sure you get the A team. The AT means that they can do it. They say, all right. And A-okay, they'll work with you, right? Now, competition and disagreement. Let's get into it, right? This is for October, November, and December. Again, competition should always be a fun game. It should never be something that you feel like you have to be the best, the very best, and only best because nobody will love you and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Competition should always be a fun game. Man, as the years go by, y'all of them really need to communicate better. Okay. Sorry, guys. Six of Hearts. Four of Clovers. And Three of Spades. Okay. Okay. So, like I was saying, we are going to talk about October, November, and December. The main theme for that month, right? For those three, is competition and disagreement. Competition and disagreement should always be a fun game. It should be something that, like, if you're competing with yourself, start with the smallest goal. Don't go over there and try to take the biggest and the baddest. Okay? You're okay. You don't need to go that far. Put this up a little bit. I have a ring light on, so. But yeah, like I was saying, start off small with your competitions. If you're competing with yourself, if you're competing with a friend, make sure you guys start off with the littlest goal and then build it up. Make sure that you guys are having fun, that you're not trying to go over there and take it too far. The moment that a competition goes too far, it turns into disagreement. It turns into like, oh, well, I didn't know that this is how it's going to be. I have to be better than you. You're lesser than me. Da, 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 da. Listen, it's 2026. We are not going over there and bringing that to the last part of the energy of that year. Okay. Like, listen, this is the last 3 months of that year. Why are we out here trying to dominate when we can just appreciate and have fun? Like, it's not supposed to be something that's do or die. You know what I mean? The past is why we're having competition and disagreements. Please, y'all have had this card pop up before. I believe it popped up for I think it popped up for like I believe it popped up for friendship and things. I know that yeah, it's definitely popped up for friendship. I've been writing all the little side cards down so that way I can be able to you know be able to get a better sense of it. So rest assured we're almost done. I know that this has been like a really long reading. If you guys do watch these videos, just let me know in the comment below. Do you prefer to have it like as in one part for the year readings? Or do you feel like maybe having like a part two kind of thing, like half and half? Because we're going in for 3 hours and we're almost done with this reading. And all the readings are going to be like that. So do y'all want to watch 3 hours of me just doing this as a one go thing? Or maybe we can do part two? I'll ask you guys. I'll see. Let me know in the comments below. All right. So, like I was saying, competition is supposed to be fun. Sometimes we take it too far. The reason why we have competition for October, November, and December is due to nostalgia, childhood, and old friends. So, the past. Are you guys competing with a past person? And you know what? I'm asking you guys in the now, and 2026 isn't here. So, let me look at this really quick. Achieving goals and rest from action and being able to communicate and talk. Um, I feel like you guys are competing with yourselves. Some of you guys may end up competing with a past person, but I feel like your goals. This is kind of like how do I put it? I'm gonna try to put it the best way that I can, okay? And I pray that it makes sense. Okay, so like this. You guys are having your past, and that's why you guys are competing and being competitive. And I think it's just kind of like past goals. So maybe you guys are just trying to make sure that the goals that you have for 2026 and maybe some goals you may be having for 2025, if you're bringing in some of the stuff from this year to the next year, right? Kind of fall through. You guys are going to eventually have achievements. So, achieving goals and rest from action. This is the retirement card. This is the card that, like, I've saved enough money and I can work to have pocket money, but I have a good, well, like, I'm well off, right? I don't have to kill myself working for the dollar bill. I don't have to end up in the rat chase. And I'm going to say it, okay? Because I think a lot of you guys kind of hear this term from time to time, but it's true. I want you guys to understand the madness of this, okay? The ludicrousness of money. Back in the day, we used to do trades, okay? We used to trade goods for other goods. We used to, like, if we're gonna buy a house, right? We didn't have the money. We would work and then pay off with our work or whatever to get a house. Things didn't used to have to be with dollar bills and things. Now, I know somebody's going to come over there and be like, that's not technically historically accurate. It used to be like that everywhere. Yes, but also there was trade. You could have money. That was an option. Money was an option. Okay. It was like, okay, option A or option B kind of thing, right? Right. So back in the day, like way back in the day, we used to trade. Okay. What does this have to do with achieving goals and rest from action? Why are we talking about trades and all this? What does this have to do with December and October and the year readings? It does. It does. My point is that you can go over there, right? Back in the day and trade things and work it out. I feel like with your goals, you're learning how to save your money and you're trying not to end up in the rat wheel. The rat wheel is why I'm talking about trade, okay? You are going to kill yourself for money that is paper, okay? They cut trees and they make it into paper. And then they put in this paper, they print out the money, okay? And it goes through copies and they cut out the copies and they make the cash. I could have $10,000. The moment that this dollars gets burned away, it has no currency, it has no worth, right? Now let's not talk about burning the money. Let's talk about working on it. Okay? So this is like my paycheck. Half of it goes to my bills. Okay? So together my paycheck, let's just say, let's be cute. I worked really hard, I got some extra hours, I have 3,500. That means half of it, right? 3,500. So about like 100, 1,000 or 2,050. So I'm gonna say like 1,225. Okay, goes to my bills, my waters and things. That means I have $1,225. Now I'm going to go put half of that into my savings and half of it into my pocket. Okay. And that means I have about $612 in my savings, $612 on my pocket. Now, each time I get paid, I put a little and a little bit away, and then eventually it stacks up, right? But sometimes we don't have time to save money. We get all this work, we work all these hours to pay for bills that we don't get to see because we're all busy at our jobs working. Make it make sense. You're killing yourself for the name of the dollar bill, for a dollar bill that doesn't even last long. It's an endless rat wheel, it's an endless rat chase. You're chasing the dollar bill and a continual circle. That's the rat wheel, right? It goes around and around and around. The closer you get, the further they take it away. So with this being the retirement card, you're learning how to save your money. Okay. Your competition may be like, hey, last year we said that this year is going to be, so last year in 2025, right? We said that we're going to go over there and we're going to save money. So now we're saving money. Now we're going to be able to like have some cash on the side because we spent all year trying to save up and build the savings, right? And it's getting there. Now, communication, all right? Miscommunication, misunderstanding is how you're going to be fixing your problems. You're going to learn how to communicate and how to express yourself. There is no I'm fine when I'm not fine. There's no okay, well, yeah, sure, whatever. Nah, if something's bothering you guys, speak your piece. If somebody's stepping on your toe, you're stepping on my toe, man. I don't appreciate it, right? Speak your piece and be free. And understand that your past is to teach you. If you have a past, like back in the day, like, right, you have a past goal that you want to meet this coming year. You want to save money, you want to be a little bit more confident in yourself, learn how to have some satisfaction in spiritual growth, be with those who support you. Understand that this coming year is going to teach you who are the fake people and who are the real people. And do that. Can I put this there? Okay. So we're going to go with the Three of Hearts, the Three of Spades, and the Five of Hearts. Yeah. So, like I was saying, be able to communicate, save your money, understand that you can still achieve your goals and things, even if it's like a goal that you've had for a few years, right? That's all right. Don't sweat it. All right. We're going to talk about the Together card, okay? Because now we're on our last three cards for this coming year, 2026. Your problem is going to be finding togetherness, celebration in company, like joy in company, people I enjoy being around, friendship, people who got my back, and you know they're my ride and dies, and celebration. Being able to enjoy myself and enjoy others. This is how you're going to fix it. Miscommunication, misunderstanding. We're going to learn how to communicate and we're going to understand ourselves a lot better. When you guys are learning about yourself, you're going to have to be really kind and patient. You can't just be like, well, I'm supposed to learn myself, so that means I know everything about me. No, you're changing. This year is going to teach you about loss and despair. It's going to teach you about grieving. There's some people in y'all's life that is not going to be a part of your life next year. There's going to be a version of you that's going to change. And you may grieve about the old you, but that doesn't mean that the old you was bad. It just means that the person that you were this year is not the person you're going to become next year. This whole year is about being with people that support you, finding your balance between work and living your life, saving your money, speaking your truth, right? Being yourself, like, hey, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want. I want people who are going to respect you guys. They're going to love you guys and going to give you just as much as you give out, okay? So, all in all, that is your 2026 year reading. Thank you guys so very much for your patience and time. And again, let me know in the comments below, would you prefer me to do like parts to the reading? Because last year I did like some part one, part two, and I think that made it a lot better. So I'll probably do that for the individuals as well as the up and comings. Okay. So stay tuned. Tomorrow I will do another year reading. All right. Thank you guys so much. If you like what I do, follow and subscribe. Peace out. Slay today. Be happy and be gay. Bye.